Hello, hello. Do we have anybody out there? Check, 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 check. All right. Let's see. Understandably, it is Memorial Day today, so I think a lot of people probably got plans, family, friends, etc., etc. Or maybe it's just a Monday, I don't know. In any case, I'm gonna get started. Hello, hello, do we have anybody? Anybody out there? Don't be shy, say hello. Can you guys hear me, actually? Maybe that's a good question, just... Test, test, check, check. Been doing a lot of fiddling around with microphone settings and some other stuff, so... Hey, Maladorn! Hello, hello! How are you doing? Nice, just doing some roulettes? Cool. Which roulette are you doing? Let's switch to my building gear. Oh, that is my formal wear. Still dressed up from prom night. Here we go. There we are. Building uniform, all reset. Tigzeltzer, hello, welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Alliance Raid Crystal, oh, Crystal Tower, yeah. Oh yeah, Alliance Raid Roulette is like just Crystal Tower, basically. I think I've gotten something besides Crystal Tower like maybe twice in all the times I've done it. I don't know. Bit of a shame, because some of those Alliance raids are stunning. You know, some of those, like I'm a big fan of the Stormblood Alliance raids. I just think they're so visually spectacular. And of course, like, Nier is also spectacular in the very Nier way. But like, I remember being pretty blown away seeing the Ivalice raids and just how, like, peak Final Fantasy aesthetic they were, you know? Hey, Aramore and Spiral as well. Welcome, guys, to the stream. Welcome, everybody. Love the Ivalice raids. Getting the Nier raids eats up a lot of time. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a little bit of a time commitment. But they are pretty visually spectacular. Man, Nier is just such a artistic masterpiece. It's just such a unique and very cohesive vision. I think that's like as an artist, seeing what they made with Nier, and then also like, I mean, even how they're able to bring that same Nier vibe into the Nier raids. Even if there's some criticisms you could make about maybe like the storyline or, you know, I don't know, maybe it's not your favorite raid or whatever, but like I gotta give them a lot of props for being able to translate a lot of the look and the feel very accurately into final. Like getting in some of those like the bullet hell mechanics and stuff. Yeah, it's very, very cool to me. How many of you guys have actually played the Nier games, especially, I suppose, especially Nier Automata? Also, just like to preface what we're going to be doing today, so I kind of just, you know, after prom night and all the stuff we did last week, I was kind of just thinking we'd keep it kind of chill. I kind of wanted to ask you guys too, like have some time to just catch up, but then also to kind of get your guys' thoughts on what we might want to do next. Since we went through a lot of different types of stuff, like the housing tour, we did basic housing tutorial, housing 101, housing 201. Got through like looking at the 6.1 items and stuff. So I know we talked about doing some photo booth stuff and then trying to look into some other kinds of content, but I kind of wanted to start getting some more up-to-date feedback on like what everyone might be interested in seeing on stream. But for today, I was kind of like, oh, I was thinking of just kind of building and chatting at the same time. And then I had the idea when I was driving that like, oh, like I've been seeing a lot of people's apartments lately. Like a bunch of people in game have invited me to come check out their apartments. And then we saw a bunch on the housing tours. And it kind of made me think like, oh, maybe it'd be kind of fun to just try to see in this 2-hour time frame that we're streaming today, just to see what I can make in a speed build kind of way using only NPC items in an apartment. So I don't really know exactly what I'm gonna do in my apartment here. Like I mean, I'm gonna start by kind of experimenting around and going for like an apartment style layout, but I have no idea what I'm gonna do. But I'm just gonna like speed build kind of as we're talking and just kind of see where it goes. And who knows? I don't know. Maybe we'll come up with something interesting, right? So I'm here in my apartment. It's completely empty. The only items that I have are the summoning bell, this Hakonin, and this junkmonger, which if you watch the Housing 101 stream, then you'll notice that that's the same kind of setup that I had for Housing 101. So basically anybody can duplicate what I'm about to do today on stream. As soon as you get an apartment, or if you have an FC room or a house or whatever. So I'm not going to be buying anything fancy on the market board or doing anything extravagant. It's pretty much just like whatever I can buy off of a Hakonin and a junkmonger and any other housing NPCs that are in the town, maybe if I need it. Hakonin's going to provide all the furniture. Junkmonger's going to give us dyes if we need it. I think the only thing is you can't buy a summoning bell from the you can't buy a summoning bell from NPCs, but I mean, this is like one small item you can buy on the market board, or you could always just go outside the apartment and use a summoning bell there. So, and I maybe should point out, so this is also the gold saucer chandelier, and that's not the default chandelier. And the reason I switched that is to get it out of the way. The gold saucer chandelier has a very low profile. So personally, I usually end up creating things like custom ceilings and multiple levels in my builds. So I like to kind of, this is a really good go-to. It kind of pushes it up out of the way instead of having something hanging in the middle here and kind of blocking views and stuff. So it's just, that's the only reason I have this. You could easily do this whole thing without this. And I don't even think it's very much. I think it's pretty cheap in the gold saucer. So anyway, there you go. That's the setup. We're in a blank apartment. We have, I guess, out of 100 slots, we've used 3. So now we have 97 slots to do something with. And eventually we could even take these away if we needed those last couple slots. So yeah, let's just see where we go with this. And feel free, anybody in the chat, feel free to fire out ideas, or if you like, I don't know, if you like something in particular or whatever, have questions, fire away, fire away. I am titanium. Let's see, what should we start with? Okay. Partitions. Let me reconnect this. Here we go. And we'll disconnect. Okay. What shall we do? Antique wall shelf, wooden round loft. I think there were the new lofts, right? Let's take a look at that. Shelving showcase, Scholastic. Just kind of glancing through all the items we have to work with, because I don't remember all the ones that are on the NPCs. Okay. Oh wow, this is the new wall lanterns from here too? That's kind of nice. Flooring mats for custom ceilings. Okay, let's see. So usually, let's see, when I build, I usually honestly end up blocking off a bunch of an apartment or something. I don't usually use the whole space because I usually find that it's just like way too crazy to fill the whole space and make it really immersive and stuff. So we'll just grab some basic hanging partitions maybe here. And then that way we can kind of fiddle around with like what it would feel like to close off the space a bit. Blank hanging partitions. We'll just start with these. Yeah, let's just try a couple of these. So I know that 3. Oh, let me make sure I lock my bar here. There we go. Okay. So let's just see. Okay. So I know 3 exactly covers the whole space. There we go. So to make this feel natural, that kind of, because that right there feels a little weird. Let's line it up with the actual pillar. How far is that forward? It's like, oh yeah, so we're only 1 pillar in. We're just like cutting off this bit back here. Okay, so that's already much, feels like a bit more of a manageable space. Oh, I see. That's kind of weird, like a little bit of a weird disconnect there. That's annoying. We do that, is that better? Not really. Oh. I guess we could like ungrid snap this eventually and just bring it forward a bit. Make it even, like that. I don't know. It's kind of weird looking. Oh well, we can fix that later. Speed. We are speed. How was everyone's weekend? By the way, what you guys? Did you guys do anything fun? I saw a couple of you out at some of the clubs and stuff. Some of you guys at the garden party last night. So that's always nice to see you guys out and about. Let's see, wall decorations. Is the new loft with all the lights that hang down? Is that crafted? I'm not going to craft it if it's crafted, but... Ah, dang, yeah. I was kind of hoping this was one of the NPC items. So this luminous one is the one with the little lights hanging below it. Okay, so we're not going to use that. That's fine. Let's see, what can we do that's kind of different and interesting? What do we have recently? Scholastic bookshelves. Riviera cupboards, Glade cupboards. Oh yeah, actually, maybe we can preview some of the... Really quickly, preview indoor items, look at the new items. So we have a Scholastic one. So I'm looking for, if you see I'm hovering there, it's the shop selling price, 5,000, right? So I'm gonna kind of glance through here and see any of these things that have a shop selling price. So this one too, we could use this marble arch. Okay. The Royal Menagerie. Oh, okay. Royal Menagerie. That'd be kind of cool. What if we did a... We could see... Let's see. Sea of Clouds. Try to make like an open window kind of look. Let's see. Scholastic. Oh, we have this chair, I guess? Interesting. See, been a lazy weekend, Maldorn says. I think the lighted... Oh yeah, the lighted loft is crafted. Lazy weekends are nice though. Yeah, you know. Hey, Billy! Hi, Billy. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I had the... I wasn't sure what I was gonna do today in terms of building. I was just kind of... I don't know. I wasn't really quite sure, but I had an aha moment as I was driving back before the stream, and I thought, you know what? After seeing all the people's like awesome FC rooms and apartments and stuff on the recent tour, and then also just people wanting to like show me theirs separately, I was like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool to do, just to see what I could come up with in an apartment. I haven't built in an apartment, and I've never tried building with only NPC items. Or at least not since like I very first started the game. So, or I started housing, so thought it'd be kind of fun to give it a go and just see what happens. Let's see, Scholastic. Oh, this table is part of that? Okay, that could be kind of neat. Nice, some nice metal stuff there. No locker. Alpine ooh. Cabinet. Can this die really well? Not super well, but that's an idea. I wonder how well... Here, let's see. I'm trying to see how the metalwork works. Okay, if I turn off grid snap, let's see. Okay, so the metalwork is, in fact, a layer in front of the wood. Do you see how I'm doing that? Where I'm like, just turn off grid snap. And what I want to see is, sometimes, right, you're not quite sure how the layering on these textures works. So for example, is the wood texture on a different plane of pixels than the metal texture? It usually is, but sometimes you kind of just got to test to see how that actually ends up looking. So for example, if we want this metal texture, we have a couple options there, right? Do you see how that, let me grab this again. Dang it. Hold on. Let me go grab that, try that again. Not being able to grab stuff sometimes, right? So if I take this, right, and you see how there's two different ways the metal could look. So we could have these blank boxes of metal, or we could put one forward and we could have a little ornate detail, right? So that could be interesting. Like we could have a repeated pattern like this, or a more ornate repeated pattern like this, or even this, right? I mean, you could dye the wood. That could be cool. Can't use this, can't use this. Let's see. What are people saying? What you guys saying in chat? Mr. Minor Threat was listening for the last part of the night. Part of last night. Didn't visit though. We had a surprise party. Oh, a surprise party for a friend. That sounds fun. Your room is disgustingly moogled out. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's actually really cool to see someone just go super all in on a theme, you know? Like, sometimes actually the reverse is actually worse in a way, right? Or not worse, I don't want to say it's worse per se, but it sometimes doesn't feel very cohesive, right? Where you start trying to do too many things, Like you're like, well, it's our Ish Guardian, but it's got some Asian influence, but I like the Mughals and the Chocobos, and it just ends up looking like a mismatch. But if you just go like, I am all in on the Mughal, that could actually end up looking pretty spectacular, I think. Maybe that's a future build we try. Just like go like full Chocobo build, full Mughal build, full, you know, something, Paisa build, and just see if we can just like make like a, as you put it, like a disgustingly Muggled out, disgustingly, you know, I would say gloriously Muggled out build. What was the surprise party? Maybe did you answer that down below? But what was the Mr. Minor Thread? What was the surprise party for? If you don't mind me asking. And did you guys like do anything fun? Did you guys like hide in the couches or something and pop out, or what was the thing? Then Sunday garden party and clubbing. Today's recovery day. Oh, okay, Aramore sounds like you went out, touched some grass maybe, did a little journey to the San Juan Islands on Saturday. Then Sunday you came out. Yeah, I remember you were at the garden party. Thanks for coming again and clubbing. And then today, yeah, today is the new recovery Sunday. Billy's been building G-Pose studios in apartments. And since he can't float stuff up from the basement, I've been having to float like the entire build. Dude, yeah, I know what you mean, Billy. Yeah, like a bunch. Same thing here. Since we can't float stuff from the basement, a lot of times I either just like scrap a bajillion ideas, or as you said, yeah, like if you want a kitchen that's like custom with cabinets that kind of poke up out of the floor, just make the whole kitchen lofted and just give like a, you know, make the, like so many of my builds in terms of like ideas for apartments start with me thinking, okay, do I just want to put like a fat staircase like right in front of the door? Just like right from the get-go, you know? Like don't even pretend to the user that there's anything going to be on the base level. We'll just get them right up off the floor right away. Which was the case for like the cafe that we finished on stream a couple weeks ago. It's just like right from the get-go, I was like, oh yeah, there's no way this is going to be all on the floor. Everything's going to be raised up a little bit. Okay, the map. What's up, Amphi? Hey, how'd your move go? Are you kind of all settled in now? This sounds super cursed. It sounds super cursed, but you know you'd love the idea. Who doesn't love a cursed stream, right? I think, if anything, cursed streams are where it's at. Oh, yo, we have these? I've been seeing people do really cool things with this. So I gotta say, when I first saw this Chuggable Blackboard, I thought about like people using the back of it, like you flip it around and you basically have a nice alternative to the map that's a wooden panel. But I did not think about how people were using things as like almost like another alternative to wooden slats, where you put like a whole bunch of these and you stack them like next to each other in a grid, and then you just like flip the last one around. And if you flip the last one around and you put them near enough to each other, you can't even tell that there's like all this stuff on there. And you end up with sort of like wooden slatting. And you could build a table like that. You can build like an alternate wall like that. So that was pretty cool to see. And that's like one of the coolest things about housing, right? It's like you look on housing Twitter and there's a bunch of people just doing awesome shit. And you're just like, whoa, wait, that's genius. Like I had not thought to use I don't want to say I never would have thought to use the item like that, but like, you know, it's something so cool. Oh yeah, Airmore, you did indeed touch grass. How was it? How was that experience? Touching of the grass? Bold moves. Okay, and Alpine Doormat. Oh, okay, we have this. Let's see. What shall we do? Guys? Wait, see, do we have more marbles? Okay, so are all the marble partitions? I saw that we had the curved marble. Okay, we have the curved marble, white marble, arched marble. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Okay, you know what? Well, let's just run with something. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so what if we did? This is not going to make any sense in a Hingen building like this, but that's okay. We're not. Whatever. Suspend your disbelief. Okay, so let's try some. I've not actually ever used the Phasmascapes yet, so let's try some Phasmascape stuff. Okay, where's the Phasmascape? Probably other. There it is. Okay. So different Phasmascapes: Asm, Ruby Sea, Aurora, Royal Menagerie. Let's see. Sea of Clouds. What would be nice? Feels like a very summer. Let's go for a summery mood, maybe, huh? There's the sun. Oh, the sunsets is hard to deny, though. I don't know. All right, let's just try this. Okay, partitions, marble, arch partition. I saw like it's like it's like a window or something. I don't know. Let's just try 3 of these. I feel like there's some interesting patterns that we could do with this. Where was the curved thing? Curved marble. This is the new one. Let's grab a couple of these. Let's just see what patterns we can make. I feel like the Scholastic. What's that? This one. This is the new one, right? I think this is the new one. Let's take a couple of these too. Okay. So again, this is going to make absolutely no sense because we're in this kind of apartment, but let's just see where this goes. Okay. So let's see what kind of patterns we can get with this. Right. So there's like the idea of doing 3 windows, but okay. So that's not going to work. The best we could do is offset them like that, maybe. And the only reason I say that is because like we don't want this weird overlap, right? That doesn't make any sense. So, but that, oops, there, that works. Drop a Phasmascape behind it. Easy peasy. Easy peasy window. Probably would want like most of the blue sky, right? So what I'm thinking, like if you had 2, let's see. Okay, so if we did shows, what was it again? Sea of Clouds. Okay, what if we did another one? And we want to continue the skyline probably here. Okay. So like, without showing that weird metal bit, that's repetitive. So let's take this and angle it slightly, maybe. Turn off grid snap, let's angle it ever so slightly. And then we'll just position it in behind. There we go. See? And now, okay, that's a little repetitive looking. Can we offset it? I'm gonna take this out of the way for a second. Okay. Okay, so now if we have our things slightly rotated, a little bit off. Okay, so let's take a look here. What can we do here to get this looking? There we go. There we go. Okay. See how we're getting not a repeating pattern now? Okay. Ideally, we have something that feels a little... There we go. Okay. See, so now the scenery doesn't feel like super copy-pasted, but it does feel like a continuous window. Then we can go... something low. Okay. Try different heights. Sideboard and a wardrobe. Honestly, I think... We'll see. Because we don't want to see this bit on the bottom. Oh, actually, that's kind of cool right there. Actually, that kind of looks like a banister, right? Like the railing. Like, already built in. But we could try this too. Right? Because you could have a windowsill. Like that. Oh, perfect height. Bada boom. Because the other option would be this. Which I think is going to be a little too high. Yeah, that's a little bit high. So this is probably right there. Like right there is actually perfect right there. See with the little, the wood lip already perfectly there. Let's see. Also, hi Liara. I don't think I said hi to you earlier, but hello, hi. How are you doing? How was... I mean, Liara, you had quite an awesome weekend. I think you said you did an anniversary trip and like rented out a super nice little Airbnb getaway. It sounded so nice. Asked her, Mr. Minor Thread saying... Oh, this is... So in response to the surprise party they were throwing for a friend... I asked her to give me her opinion on the cafe I told her I was building in the FC room. She loaded into all of us standing around the cake using every party popper we could think of. That is so cute. Did you guys take some photos and stuff of that? Document the moment? What a cute idea. How did your friend react? And Aramor says he's running around looking for houses to bid on. Mateus is a hot market. Lowest number of vids I've seen so far is 16 and a goblet. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I would imagine Mateus and Balmong, right, both are like super hot in terms of housing market, just because so many people roleplay and you're going to have a lot of competition there. But good luck. When is the bidding close for the housing? Soon, right? I would imagine. I think it's been open for a couple days now. So I was thinking like here too, right? Like what if we're doing something like this? I don't know. I don't know, that doesn't really match with the marble, though, is the problem. But like, uh-oh. Oh, turn counter surface placement off, that's the thing. That's kind of cool where it kind of sits in between those. I could easily see us building some window kind of thing going on here, even without the marble, but using the phasmoscapes here. We could lift this whole thing up too. I think that'd be neat. What if we had like walk in? Actually, do we even have the ability to make steps in here without using only NPC items? I was thinking like if we made like a walk up and you kind of like walk up into a little bit of a lofted area and then there's a big view and it's almost just like, I don't know, like someone rented out the top loft of a build. So imagine, I know this is not an NPC item, I'm just doing it for show, right? But like if you did this and you kind of had to walk up a decent amount to like that height or something, and then there was a whole kind of, like you rented the attic space. Or the, like, I don't know, some kind of like a terrace view space. Could be interesting. In a big, tall building. Let's see. And I know, oh, Billy's saying they know that you use NP stuff right now, but discovered over the weekend the texture of the the new lockers very much resembles marble. Yeah. I remember we were looking at that when I was doing my 6.1 housing item review, like, we are of same mind, because I saw this and was like, okay, well, this is not a locker to me, this is a pillar. right? Like if you flip it back and it's got this like this thing and it dies as you're pointing out, right? Like yeah, like this, boom, like perfectly, arguably even better in a way than some of these other marble textures. Like look at that, look how nice that is. So if you needed another marble pillar, you could definitely accent with that kind of thing. "31st is the last day," says Maladorn. And oh, I'm glad your friend. I mean, honestly, Minor Threat, the what you guys did sounds so cute. I'm sure your friend loved it. That must have been such a nice surprise. It's so cool. I see so many people who have been. I've heard of a couple people now, like in the last few months, who have thrown surprise birthday parties or anniversary parties, or you know, there's wedding receptions and stuff for friends, and that's so fun. It's so nice that you have the flexibility to kind of create those scenarios in the space we have here. It's really nice. It's really heartwarming. And yeah, dude, Aramore, I know I mean, I was able to get one of my houses by doing by clicking. We fought for our FC, the FC house, doing the click wars. So I know the feeling of being at the placard and clicking. I lived it. Probably many of us here did. But now you guys don't get no longer need to worry about carpal tunnel as much. Oh my god, use 30 in an apartment to frame out some pools. That sounds awesome though. I think actually like that's one of the things that I feel like often when people talk about housing and they start talking about like, oh man, your builds are so like complex, like I don't know if I could do something like that. I do often feel like a lot of times it comes down to stuff like just using the same item a lot, like over and over and over again, but then you just keep doing like you just use it in a layering way, so it ends up not looking like the original item. So here's an example of that, right? Like I feel like people might see you take this Scholastic bookshelf, right? Like see, this is what it looks like, right? Scholastic bookshelf, and then you only use the side of this, and then you probably might see a lot of people just use the one side here, but then if you just use a couple more, right, then you can start getting really interesting layered patterns that will start looking nothing like the original, or it'll start helping it feel a lot different, right? So you see where I'm going with this, right? Like you don't want the texture glitching, right? So, but if you offset them, like let's just say like this, right? You see how this pattern now repeated over the course of like 10 pillars in a row will start to feel way more complex than if it was just this, right? And it gives you a little bit of added depth. So right now you can kind of see the books peeking out. So that would mean you kind of want to put it like that, you know? But now with these, let's turn grid snap off and let's get these like right up against the marble. Right, so for example, we could pretty much see how I'm putting it just to flush the edge of the marble there. Like we could practically cover the marble. Okay, so let's try that. Right, and then take this first one and also put it where we can't see the books anymore, right? There we go, right? So now we're starting to get that kind of custom pillar look or something, right? And you could push these in a little bit more maybe, so that way you don't see the placard thing there. It's actually kind of nice with the little white trim. There you go. And I wonder, can these die? They can. So there we go. Okay, so perhaps we go for the Charlian build, and that's actually quite nice with the gold. So let's see, some Snow White dye, which actually that is technically crafted. That's, I mean, okay, I might say we eventually will use Snow White dye just because like you can craft dyes very, very easily, or just like have a friend or something do it. But maybe even to get the point across, we can just use ash gray for now. What's the other lightest thing? Because this is kind of gross looking. That's kind of like a weird wood color. let's go with... We could go dark. Really dark. What happens if we dye the wall dark? Like this marble. First of all, it freaks out. Charcoal gray. You know what? Okay, let's see what happens if we do everything ash gray. Just to keep with the NPC thing. So Junkmonger, let's just buy a ton of ash gray. I'm just gonna buy like 30. Right, it's gonna look kind of gross potentially, but we can always redye it later. I'm just trying to see if I can get these things to start looking like they match, right? Because right now everything looks pretty disjointed, right? This looks distinctly not like it belongs to this. But if we start dyeing everything, then it might start to kind of meld together. Right? Also, I guess like soot black has a way of making things end up looking like they all meld together. Pro tip, if you have a bunch of seams and stuff like visible, if you dye everything all black or slash drop the lights really low, a lot of those seams disappear and then you can't tell anymore. There you go. See, look at that. Right? See, this is starting to look like it could meld together. And then the nice thing too is, oh gosh. Oops, going a little too fast there. If we drop the lights down low, then it's even less obvious, right? Because like really bright, a lot of times little color discrepancies start to show. Like for example, that this is very slightly lighter than this. But if you drop the lights like a lot lower, it starts to become a lot less apparent, especially on light 0, and then you use artificial lights. So for example, this. Take some lights. What's some lights? There we go. Right? Like if you do like that, you can't, it's like a lot harder to tell. Especially lights that flood the whole area with light. And on darker colors, it starts to all blend together. Okay, let's keep this pattern. I kind of like where we're going with this. Let's see. Do. And again, we're just doing this really fast, so it's not really going to be super accurate. A lot of also why I'm able to do this pretty fast is a lot of just like practice and repetition. So, I mean, don't feel bad if anybody's watching this, you're new to housing, and you are like, wow, that I can't go that fast. It's okay. Like, don't. It's just muscle memory, a lot of this. So do not worry or feel bad. First you get, I remember I was watching a music production video a while ago, and someone had a good thing where he says, first you get good and then you get fast, right? So like, first you try to, and that's so to say, like first like understand what you're doing and like why you'd even do it, and then worry about getting fast and like learning the hotkeys and all that kind of stuff. So it's more important that you take your time at the beginning to understand how everything works, and then you'll get faster over time just through repetition. So don't worry about that too much. See, there we go. That's kind of cool. What do you guys think? I don't know. That's feeling kind of interesting. Like you could even take this away, right? So like, check this out. Take that away. Look at that. That kind of looks like we're looking through pillars now, right? Like, if we push these back a little bit to give it a little bit more depth even, like, we could maybe do some trickery with some shadows or something to give it the extra depth. And maybe like, yeah, use some lighting or something to cast some shadows so it looks like you're really looking out and that there's some depth to this. Let's see. Just catching up on chat here for a second. Put in a, let's see. Maldorn says they put in a bid and haven't had the heart to go and check how many there are. Yeah, honestly, okay, honestly, when it comes to the housing thing, like, I think that's the way to go. You gotta just put your bid in, and then just check when you win. Or, like, check rather when if you won, once the thing is going, like, it doesn't do you any good to be stressing out about it, you know? You're just gonna drive yourself crazy doing that. So, it's supposed to just be, place your bid, and then just go do something else. And then, if anything, like, I mean, I would almost say, like, assume you didn't win, and then it's just, like, a pleasant surprise if you do, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't be biting your nails over this or anything, so to say. Also, hey, Juliet, welcome to the stream. How are you doing this Monday, Juliet? Every time, let's see. Every time you jump through those, I can't help. Every time I jump through those, you can't help but hear the Super Mario sound effect. When I jump through the painting, oh, when I'm going like, do you? That'd actually be kind of fun. Maybe we should. This makes me think, like, what if we did that as a build, like one of the streams? Just try to recreate like a 2D scrolling thing. And see if by the end of the stream we can have this like little, you know, scrolling sequence. Make it a GIF. Da 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 da. Doing. Doing. Yeah. That'd be kind of fun. I wouldn't mind doing some more builds and some more themes where we get like kind of creative in terms of the like just making something goofy, right? Like a really small one-off thing that just ends up being kind of like a goofy, fun type build. Same with like going full chaos on the like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, I think I might have overkilled that a little bit, but that's fine. Yeah, like if we just went full crazy for like a Chocobo build or a Moogle build or something like that, I think that would be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys would find that fun, entertaining, interesting. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna bring these back. Get these hanging things out of the way. Where do we have? There we go, okay. Actually, yeah, kind of having the marble there is kind of nice with the... Let's see. By the way, okay, hold on. I realized almost... let me give a shout out quickly. I saw who we have follows here. So, the Dapper Ham. First of all, the Dapper Ham. I do apologize. That was a little while ago, but the Dapper Ham, thank you for that follow. Drava... Crimson, right? Drava Crimson. Isa Spades? Izaspades? If I mispronounce your name, someone already helped me out with this before in a previous thing, but yeah. Feel free to help me correct if I mispronounce your name or anything like that. Yes. So Drava Crimson, and then... Oh, there you go, yeah. Isa, here you are too. Love the speed build idea. Crazy the things you can do using different objects to make it look like something else. Yes, exactly. This is the whole idea with 14 and housing. The same with Kekashu. Welcome to the stream as well. All three of you. Thank you very much for the follows and welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm speed building using only NPC items. So there's a lot of like crazy crafted items and other items that you'd have to farm really high-end stuff. But I'm trying to build here using only stuff that, like right from the get-go, even if you're a pretty new player and you just have enough to get your first apartment, and then like maybe a few, I don't know, 50,000 extra gil just to buy some stuff. some items. This is like, this may sound like a lot for anybody who's just starting the game, but don't worry, like getting the amounts of gil that I'm probably spending on here. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, at the end of the build, whenever I finish this, I'll tally up how much the cost was and I'll provide an item list of everything that I used. And then that way you can like see the cost. But it's pretty negligible in the grand scheme of things. So don't worry, trying to make this an accessible kind of fun challenge. Partially to just show that there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with just the base stuff. So I like that. I'm kind of liking this, like our little pillar thing we've got going on here. Let's see here. What do you guys think so far? Quite frankly, that actually ends up is ending up looking a lot even cooler than I thought it would. Sometimes you pleasantly surprised. Just a happy little accident, you know? We're just gonna paint a little bit of ash gray dye on here. Unfortunately, the snow white dye is crafted only, so we're not gonna use that right now, but that's okay. We'll just make it work here with the ash gray. This is Building Housing 101 with me, Bob Ross. Also, so new here. So Kekashi, you say you're interested in housing. So did you just get an apartment or something in the game? Or are you like kind of new overall to Final Fantasy 14 and everything in general? Also, let's see. Oh my, yeah, let's see. Got it. Also, yeah, Mr. Minor, you said you spent like four hours trying to make a stack of dishes only to find out that there's a minimum height. Yeah. So for anybody who is new to housing too, so something we haven't even run into yet here in this particular build, and it's kind of something that I'm intentionally avoiding having to deal with, is that every item in the game has a minimum float height requirement. So for anybody, I guess also for anybody who is not aware, I also build completely with just the vanilla game, so there's no plugins I'm using or anything like that. There's some crazy other stuff that you can do if you use plugins and blah, 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 but, you know, I personally just don't have the plugins. I like the challenge of building here without them. So one of the things is we have these game glitches that you can do in the game without having to use any kind of plugins or anything. Just, by the way, just pushing these in a little bit so that, see how this kind of is jutting out and this doesn't match? So I thought I'd just try pushing it and see what happens. And actually, that's kind of nice. That's kind of cool. Look at that. The way it gets framed like that, and it actually comes in front of these other pieces. That's pretty cool looking. I like that a lot, actually. That really works surprisingly well. Maybe even another click forward. Yeah, we could experiment with that. But yeah, so to say, anyway, there's all these different. If you're new to housing, maybe actually let me link really quick. Here we go. So if you are new to housing, here I'm gonna send here in the chat. A few weeks ago, I did 2 streams where I was building. Or sorry, not building, where I was teaching the basics of how to do housing in Final Fantasy. And so I did 2 full-length streams, Housing 101, where I teach the absolute basics. So like if you've never, ever used... oh, there we go. Sorry, I see someone's asking for the Discord. Thank you very much, Shiro, for linking that Discord. That's my Discord, right there. As well as the links to the VODs for the 2 streams where I did Housing 101 and Housing 201. Housing 101 teaches you the absolute basics. If you've never done housing before, you can go from absolute zero, I've never touched anything in the game, all the way to you'll know all of the basic glitches in order to freeze things up in midair and, you know, get things to disconnect from walls and stuff. It's basically every single glitch that you would need to know to get started with housing, all the basics. Then housing 201, we go into a little bit more intermediate advanced techniques. So a couple of the more, the techniques that you don't necessarily always need to use, but that are very helpful when it comes to like creating layered custom ceilings and that kind of thing. So I have the VODs for all of that, the stream recordings on my YouTube channel. So they're linked there in the description or in the Twitch chat. And if you're watching this in the future on YouTube, because this in itself will also be a VOD on YouTube, I'll pop the cards up in, I think it's probably the top right here. I'll put the little cards for these. And then I'm also I'll link the references, all the references section in the description below. So you can take a look there. I guess since we're talking about it too, I recently also just this past weekend uploaded my latest housing stream to YouTube, which was the walkthrough with design commentary that I did for my 2 nightclubs that I built in the game. So if anybody is not aware, probably the things I'm most well known for is I built 2 different nightclubs here in Final Fantasy. I built Ichi Nightclub and then Prominence Nightclub. And I did a deep dive look, sort of like in my mind per se, where I went on stream and went through all the different areas of both of those nightclubs, inside and outside, and sort of gave my overall thoughts of what I was thinking about when I was building them. So you can also find the VOD for that on my YouTube channel, and there's timestamps in the description, and also just kind of in the little timeline for you to jump to whatever section you want, because it's a lot of info, but it was really a nice chance for me to kind of just gush and nerd out and explain all the tiny little details that probably 99% of people may never notice, but hopefully they feel when they're in the build. So if you're interested at all in that, take a look at those. I just had this idea too as I was looking at this. Sometimes I like to pace back and forth in a build, just like looking at things from different angles, right? Just kind of being like, what else would be interesting here, right? And I just thought for a second, I wonder if there's anything we could do to make these feel like continuous pillars, because like it's a little disjointed with the marble, because it's kind of the wood texture and then the marble texture. So I was kind of thinking, I wonder if we did something like this and angled these, if we could get something interesting here, right? Like just to help it, because this isn't going to work if it's like this, because you'll see the books and stuff. But I was kind of thinking like, what if we did like an angle maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure if it'll work, but right, like, do you see how that could maybe like end up creating another pillar effect? Let's try in the item preview, because then I can toggle the die on as well. Scholastic bookshelf right there at the top. Let's toggle ash gray on the preview, and then see. So if I go like this, right? What if I did like this? Something along these lines. See, and then by angling it like that, right, it would, there you go. See how that might be able to create like another type of window without using the marble, and it would make it feel like it belongs with this set of stuff. And of course, like another option would be we'd use different kinds of shelves, right? So we could use maybe like, no, these are not from NPC, but you could see what I mean here, right? Where we would take stuff like this, and you could also try to get some stuff like that going on, right? And then again, using the angles and stuff, you could try to make it feel like it belongs together without, hopefully not, you could fiddle around with this and not have it poke out. Need you to get... Good, I landed another client. Juliet, I see you say your FC is stacking some bids on a plot, so I wish you guys good luck. I hope. I mean, I wish all of you guys good luck in housing. I would love to see you guys get houses and then start building. But hopefully, actually, maybe if there's one thing that you might, someone watching this might get inspired by, is that there's so much you can do in just an apartment. Oh, sorry, one track mind. I realized that I didn't finish talking about the minimum float height. So the minimum float height thing is we have basically every single item in the game has a minimum float height that it has to be floated off the ground, right? So really quick, I'll just show. I'm not going to get into the mechanics of how to do floating because that's in those Housing 101 tutorial that I linked there. But in short, so for example, if you have an item and you float it up off the ground, right? Every item in the game has to be floated a certain height up off the ground before it actually can be frozen in place. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure why it's coded like that, but I mean, they have their reasons, I'm sure. Partially because they probably never intended us for us to glitch float things off the ground. But for example, so you see this cabinet. I have pushed it up off the ground. Do you see how it's floating there? But I know for a fact, just from experience, that this is not high enough to meet their minimum float height requirement. So if I hit escape right now and I get out of the housing menu, do you see how it popped back down to the ground there? Yeah, so that's not going to work. But if I float it up and I hit the minimum float height requirement, then... Oops, let's see here. Going a little too fast. If I float it up a little higher... One moment. Come on. There we go. I actually didn't even need to get it this high. This is actually ridiculously high. So there we go. Now, if I hit escape, it's going to be frozen in place. But do make sure to rotate because right now it's frozen in place. It's hit the minimum float height requirement, so it will not automatically snap to the ground. But if I was to leave the building right now before I rotated this, it will not lock itself in place. It'll snap back down to the floor upon leaving the building. So to lock the item in place, I'd have to rotate it like this. Just take the rotate tool, click, unclick, click, unclick, done. You don't even actually need to technically rotate the item. You just need to click and unclick using the rotate tool, and it will freeze it in place. And now we have a floating cabinet. So if you are at all interested in the, there is a really fantastic guide from FFXIV, who, if you are new to housing and you are not aware of FFXIV, literally just type in that, I'm gonna type it in the chat here. It's like FFXIV like that, just the letters. What is it? Home and Garden 14 is basically what it stands for. It's a group that has compiled probably some of the best resources on housing that there is. They have a website and they have a full glitch guide as well, and it's beautifully designed and it's all super nice and neat and organized, and they have a complete, like, everything you need to know about housing guide that they've put together. And they have a minimum float height requirement chart where they have painstakingly gone through every item pretty much, except for the Mog Station ones and stuff like that, seasonal items maybe. But they've gone through pretty much every single item in the game and figured out how high you need to float it off the ground. Super, super useful if you don't want to be guessing how high things need to be floated. Okay, let's see. Let's keep trying this. What else can we do here? Let's see, what do we think? Okay, let's try quickly dropping the lights a little lower, right? Because I feel like this always helps a bit. Personally, I'm someone who often builds on really low light. Let's see. Okay, I'm kind of curious if we add some lighting, what happens? Lights. Wall lanterns. Picket fence. Looking through here, looking through here, looking through here. Oh, could these be interesting? These might be kind of cool, actually. I wonder if one of these will match what we're doing. Okay, so the book, let's go. Cupboards, we'll have to experiment with the cupboards. Lighting though, let's grab, I think wall lanterns probably fit the most. Can I just put this on the bookshelf, I wonder? Does this actually just attach? Not quite, it attaches to the wall, but not quite the bookshelf. Does that look weird? Looks a little strange, it probably should go... Okay, I think what I would do is... I'm probably going to get rid of the archways, right? So I'll probably go like this. Okay, so we have the light here. Let's... You know what? Heck. This is going to probably get screwed up later, but I'm just going to go for it. We'll take 2 wall lanterns. Okay, the thing I'm about to do here is also in the glitch guide, if you guys are... Or the... Housing 101. Okay, so I had them on the wall, turn counter surface placement up, grab item, pick it up, hit escape, pick it up, hit escape, pops back on the wall, can now move the wall away, the item should be frozen in place there. If I move, as long as I don't have, if I leave these walls, they're gonna snap, these wall items are gonna snap to this wall, so I'll move these away as well. But there, we got it, boom. We have the lanterns now hanging, frozen in place. Looking like they're just part of the wall there. So you could see how if we drop the lights pretty low too, that's a pretty neat look, right? Although that kind of doesn't make any sense now with the Phasmoscape that we happen to have there. But I did have the other Phasmoscape as well. So let's try this really quick. Phasmoscapes are admittedly a little pricey, so you may want to experiment with these before, like in the item preview. But like, check that out. How about that? You know, get something like that going. It's another option. Now we just need to figure out how to cover this part up, right? See, the books are now exposed. But if we did some... Honestly, we probably want to push this back anyway, just to give it that illusion of more depth. So I'm thinking that we would do something... Let's see. We were going to try the cupboards, right? So here we go. Shelves and chests, cupboards. Cupboards, cupboards, cupboards. Let's try doing... Oh wait, no, that's enough. Gotta make sure that they have their NPC available. Maybe Oasis? Okay, so what if we did like this? Okay, so here we go. We want to make sure it connects up here like seamlessly. Let's see, how does this look? That's kind of cool. I wonder if we off-grid snap this. See, right now, it's kind of like either the Oasis or it's kind of either the Scholastic, right? So that's actually, okay, that's not bad right there, like that. But I wonder if we just turn grid snap off, if we can allow a little bit of the intricacies, right? See like the ornamentation here? Just a little bit more of the Scholastic to intermix with this and see what that looks like, right? So if we go like this, right? And see how we can like use these little parts, right, of this, but then maybe bring in the Scholastic detailing to, this is kind of plain, right? So we can let the Scholastic detailing shine through this way, but then have these two mix seamlessly a bit more with using this element, and then get this pattern going on. Let's see, let's just try this, right? I mean, I don't know if this will work. I'm literally trying this on the fly just as I go. Sometimes it's helpful. If you have a button, create a hotkey for yourself that toggles on and off the HUD, because then it allows you to not see all that orange that's highlighting the item, and you can see more of the true color of what it would look like, right? So it's good to have it on a toggle, because then you can just hit that button and do it like I just did there. So here we go. Off grid snap. What if we go here, a little bit in, a little bit in. There we go. See, oh, a little too much. How about like that? See, so now we don't have the books anymore. And now we have still this the character of the Scholastic stuff, but if we look from the sides too, it looks kind of like it's a different, a little bit cleaned up, right? You don't see all the books hanging out. So that could be nice. We could even change the dye and see, right? Like maybe there's some illusion of depth you get there, where if we could go a little darker, right? In the foreground, it would be light because it's closest to the light. But if we could make it maybe potentially look a little bit like it has a little bit shadowing. So instead of ash gray, what if we went a little darker? Like that, see? How this feels a little flat, right? But if we have a little bit of a darker tone, that's a little too dark maybe, but like this, right? Maybe it helps it push it out a little bit and make it feel a bit like it's going back. I don't know. Could be... It could work. Let's run with that. Let's run with this idea, unless one of these other cabinets works way better. I'm just going to try with the other base cabinets here. Right, so same thing here. That's honestly pretty nice and clean. I do kind of like how clean that looks. Like that. Because the Oasis one with the diamonds is a little bit off from the way this is textured. So this is kind of nice and just like a, you know, you could even get that little bit of ornamentation right here. You see the window? See how that comes through right there? Like that. Like that. Do you see how now we're getting like more complex patterns here? That might... Like someone now coming into this and looking at this pillar might have a bit of trouble. If they're not like super versed in housing and stuff, you could probably trick them into being like, whoa, what is this? What partition, you know, what pillar is this? What partition is this? What item is this? I don't understand what's happening here. Because it looks pretty cohesive in a way. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so Billy's saying, yeah, he used to kind of ignore apartments and FC rooms, but now he's built like 7 in the past month. Wow, that's a lot. Good for you. The past couple of months, and honestly, you can do some neat stuff with them. 100%. No, honestly, I think people really overlook apartments a lot, which is kind of understandable because, I mean, it's... When you first look at it and you compare it to like a house, right? It is a lot less, fewer item slots. And so it's understandable that it kind of at face value, it might be a little bit tough to think that you can do a lot with them because you just think, oh man, I could do so much more in a house. And yes, that is true. But honestly, there already is so much you can do with apartments that I really feel like it'd be worth people exploring them a bit more. Because it's really just limited to your creativity, and how you want to go about doing it. Like, there's infinite possibilities even in an apartment. I mean, you can just see here, right? Like, this doesn't really feel like probably, I don't know, hopefully it doesn't feel like every other apartment you've seen. Let's see here. That's kind of a neat look too, but I don't know if it fits as well as the Glade. I think I'm gonna go with the Glade look. So let's get some Glade cupboards. Where was these Glade cupboards? 1, 2, so 2 for each side of the pillars, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And let's see how we're doing on item count. We're at 30 items. Okay, not bad. This is also partially why we are not building way out to the wall here. We can actually probably pull this whole thing forward. Do you see how we're almost in the middle of the room, actually, right? That's the middle with the chandelier. I pulled it way forward, though, because then we have a lot less space we need to cover. Because if we had to cover the whole room in decoration to match the intricacy of this, this would be kind of a nightmare. But if we don't have to worry about that, then that's much easier. I realized I needed 8 of these. Okay, and I'm putting these down first because I'm going to use off-grid snap for them. So let's see here. Glade covered. Let's turn the lights up for a second just to kind of make sure we can see what we're doing. And Drava Crimson, so you're saying you're a home designer too. So that's awesome. What kind of stuff have you been building lately, Drava? And Juliet's saying using all your alt characters to buy FC rooms. Yeah. No, honestly, I mean, I think there's, especially actually in an FC, it's kind of cool because you can take a couple of rooms and kind of like link them together in a way. So sometimes I usually recommend that, especially when building in an apartment or an FC room, you pick one idea and then just really go super crazy with that one idea. Because I think if you get too many ideas, then a lot of times you end up kind of splitting your item slots like way too thin. So I would recommend doing one idea like in a build. So for example, if you're going for like a bar or something, probably don't make it like a bar with a TV area and a lofted area and everything. If you want to go really crazy with the layering, that is. I mean, there's nothing wrong with not doing that, but just if you do want to go a little crazier with the layering, I would say pick one idea and then run with that. I'm trying to get this. This is not working. I'm going to turn the... If you have a gaming mouse, turn the mouse sensitivity down and turn off grid snap. And if you turn your mouse sensitivity all the way down, it's much easier to do this precise kind of positioning. You see how I'm trying to get the little detailing in the front of this to shine through, but also get the side paneling to shine through? So like that, right? And we're going to try to get that everywhere. So if you have a gaming mouse, you're at a little bit of an advantage there because you can do this and get more precise control. We might need to fiddle with some stuff here a bit, but here we go. Oh, come on. Where's the front? There it is. There we go. So yeah, but see, the thing is, what I was saying was like the FC room, right? Is that in an FC room, you can potentially, because it's all kind of in one building, there's a lot, it's kind of easier to be able to, crap. Come on, can I grab this? Kind of messed that up. No! Oh my gosh. This is one issue. Oh, actually, let's rotate this out of the way. There we go. If I rotate this out of the way, I can hopefully grab this other thing. Come on, please, please, please. FC room, what am I saying? If you are in an FC room. Seriously, there we go. Okay. When in an FC room? When in an FC room? if you build one concept, you could, for example, create an interconnected set of builds in your FC rooms, and then therefore, for all intents and purposes, I mean, as you are role playing or doing whatever you're doing, you will have the effect of having a lot more complexity to your build, even though each individual room is not actually. It's not like all of the things at one time, but one room is the bar, one room is the theater, one room is the, whatever else you need it to be, the lounge or something. And that's like what I did in my FC, is tried to make like one idea and then just go all in on that per room. This is not totally going to be precise. If you know me, I often like to make things very pixel perfect, but it's okay. We're just trying to go for a little... Get the idea here. And then go forward. Okay. I can tell that this one's probably a little more narrow or something. Let's see. Let's move this one out a little bit. There we go. Okay. I needed to make sure that, see, there's the, well, actually, oh, that's just the menagerie thing. Yeah, never mind. I kind of goofed it up a little bit. That's fine. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. I know I'm not doing the best job of going back and forth, but let's see. Okay, blade cupboards. Let's dye these all ash. Boom! There we go. How's that look? Okay, so these pillars are a little deep too, so I would say we probably end up moving this a bit forward, right? So it's not as deep looking. I think we need to get some other items that help us create a bit more of the illusion of depth here. I know that like people use, do like this, and then they will take maybe like some planter partitions, right? So you might do something like, let's see, planter partition. Something like this, right? And then you put stuff like this, and that starts to kind of break up the line. So the important part is if you see the windowsill intersect with the foreground here, that's kind of weird. Like your eye understands that doesn't really make any sense. But if you can hide the breakpoint between where the windowsill would be and where that supposedly is. So for example, that, right? Like, do you see how this looks kind of fake? Like you can clearly see where these two intersect, but just adding this bit of greenery here, it breaks up that line. And now your eye doesn't really know like kind of the reference point anymore. So that helps a lot with creating that sense of depth. If you add like a little rail or something here to like even more kind of fuzzy up this, then you would get that window depth. Planter partitions are crafted though, so we're not going to use those, but you get where I'm going with that, right? Like we're going to see how far we can push this with NPC items and then possibly dress it up with something else. So. Let's see. The Hingenstein was over the foot. Oh, Noran, you got a Balmung Small. So pleased. Hey, congrats, Noran. Yeah, that's awesome. The Zero Light Gang represent, dude. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Billy. Y'all, your recent Billy just finished a walkthrough of a bunch of the builds that they did. And they actually did the thing I was talking about, where they have like a main house, but then a bunch of the rooms are all sort of, I think they're all, actually, in the video, there's fades between you loading into the different rooms, so I don't actually know if they're all in the same house. I would guess they are, though, but Billy just did an awesome video walkthrough of their builds, where they did like, almost like a, it's like a, I forget what you called it, but it was, it felt like walking through like a jungle kind of like cavern setting of like an adventure game. It really gave me a lot of like JRPG vibes if you were, say, going towards like a temple or something in the jungle or mountains or something, with like bridges and waterfalls with secret treasures and a bunch of different pathways and like open skyboxes. Really cool. Billy, I think is your Twitter handle Billy of course? If people wanted to go take a look at that. I think it is that, right? So, or is it Billy probably? Okay, so Billy of course. So if you're interested in the build I'm just talking about there, yeah, take a look at Billy's Twitter at Billy of course. And then I'm pretty sure they linked the video there. Idlemind, hey, welcome and thank you for that follow. Welcome to the channel. And Just Corn, you saying your hands aren't steady enough to do this? That's okay. To be honest, I have the shakes a lot of times too, coffee or other reasons. So don't, yeah, I know the feeling. This is part of the reason why I was saying too that like dropping the sensitivity on your mouse can be really useful, because then even if your hand is like going crazy or something like that, your mouse isn't, freaking out and flying all over the place. So if I have the Razer Death Adder Elite, not sponsored by Razer, by the way, although, hey Razer, just saying. But I think it's great, and it's not like a super crazy gaming mouse, like it doesn't have like 10,000 buttons, but it's got just enough gaming-y stuff on it. For example, the DPI, which is the sensitivity check, there's little buttons that I can just quickly toggle up and down the sensitivity. Can be really useful for this kind of thing. And some of this is just practice in a way, like a lot of this. So if you think I have like a certain level of like finesse as I'm moving stuff around here, again, a lot of this is understand that that I have put many hours into this. So do not worry if, for example, you are just starting and you're not that fast, or if you're not getting stuff as precise or whatever. It doesn't. That's fine. Honestly, it's not necessary. It's just something that I like to do. Like these little micro things where like this, a little detail coming out here. I get kind of nerdy about this, but I mean, frankly, it would be also totally valid if you didn't do that and you were even just grid snapping. I think so much of it too is, like painting, right? Like painting, if you look really closely at a lot of paintings, the actual line work is kind of chaotic, and sometimes it almost looks a little messy in a way, right? Like it almost looks a little bit like unprecise, arguably haphazard even sometimes. But it matters that you step back and you see the night sky, right? Or it matters that you step back and you see the full person's face. And I think a lot of housing is like that, where if you really zoom in, you could be like, oh, this doesn't quite match, right? Right, like these things don't quite match up or whatever. But like from far away, you can't tell, right? No one's gonna be like, the heck, So, let's see, what else can we do here? Oh, I wonder. So I know here, just to show, so there's shop selling price 3,000. So I actually already have these from my other tutorial I was doing, antique wall shelf. But I wonder if this could actually create that lip we were talking about, right? Where I was saying how like we could create like a little bit of like a ledge or something here. So I wonder, stage panel, you can also buy from the housing NPC. So let's see, what if we did, oops, What did I just do there? Oh, I put it in my storeroom. Let me grab it back out. By the way, search function is your best friend. I didn't use it for the longest time, and the amount of time it saves when you start using it more and more is immense. See how that could create potentially a bit of a lip here? The only thing is it can't die, right? I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, it can't be dyed. That's annoying. But what if we made it match up? See how sometimes what you've already made informs the rest of your design, right? So in this case, there's already a natural lip right here. And maybe that could become the transition point for this, right? So like that, instead of this just randomly popping out of nowhere, if we allow the architecture and the little design elements of the existing elements to inform how things, quote unquote, should be built together or interconnect or whatever, be cohesive, your brain can fill in the difference, right? So your brain probably has, on a subtle level, a little bit easier of a time handling, oh, here's a shelf, here's like the bracings for the shelf, right? How it's connected to that. That feels much more natural than probably if it's just popping up out of nowhere, right? Like, see that's not wrong per se, but I kind of like the idea of just that little bit of depth, right? Or a little bit of something that helps feel like it's sort of like slotted in there. So let's try that, right? Let's try disconnecting from the wall there. And there we go, right? We have a little bit of a ledge going on. And then again, if we were to use like the planter things we saw earlier, maybe, right? Grid snap. You know, you could get something like, you know, something going along like that, right? I don't know. Maybe that's not quite looking exactly how I wanted it to. You could try raising up the plants a little bit, floating them up off the ground. Arguably, this whole window setup could be floated up off the ground. I think we might do that in the end anyway. But you see kind of where I'm going with this, right? Where you might be able to create a bit of like a windowsill kind of thing going on. I know Peach, a thing that Peach has been doing a lot, Peach on Peach Fairy, or Fairy Peach, and Fairy like the server. Fairy Peach on Twitter, she's been really getting a lot of traction for doing some incredible windows. And she was using the new blinds. What are they called? There you go, wooden blinds. So she does something that's like this, right? Where you use this as the, similar to what I just did here, but she uses this. And then it comes kind of built in with the screen. But when you only show a couple of these things, it ends up looking a little bit just like support elements to a banister. So if you can imagine, let's see here. Lines. Right, so there. Do you see how that ends up looking like a banister or like a railing? And then even though these are blinds here, it ends up kind of just looking more like little like wooden beams or something that are built into it. So that's like another great option that you could potentially use, although that is not an NPC item, so we're not going to use that today. Oh shoot, the lantern snapped. It's okay. We'll just move this back forward. Check. So in this case, I kind of want the little metal part to come and feel like it's naturally coming out of the bookshelf. So we'll pull this a little farther forward. So there, you see how now we have the little metal part bracket, at least. This bookshelf must be a little bit farther forward than the other ones. So there we go. Now we can see the little metal parts here. Disconnect, disconnect, move away. Yeah. I can post a picture of my large venue. Oh yeah. Drava, yeah, please do. We love to see it. If you guys want to showcase some of your housing designs, I have a housing showcase section in my Discord, so yeah, please feel free if you guys want to join in on that. I'll link it again here in case someone missed it a little earlier. But there's my Discord. If you'd like to join our little community, it's a sort of multi-faceted Discord where we hang out and do nightlife stuff, like go out to events together. I DJ and I have my own nightclub. So there's sort of sections devoted to that side of it. And there's also a whole section devoted to housing. And we have a showcase there. We've done 2 tours now where people in the community, in my Discord community, submit designs. And we have gone and done tours of their wonderful builds, that's been so much fun. I cannot already looking forward to the next one. Not exactly sure when that will be, but we'll try to make that happen. Let's see, how are we on time? 5:40. Okay, so we technically have 20 minutes. Let's see, what else could we do to build more of this out? Let's take a look. What do we have here? Partitions. Blade, Riviera. Let's see, wonder. Tables, chairs, beds. I feel like we need something else. Like, what is going on? What is happening in this build? What is this? You know, like I think sometimes it's helpful to think of like the backstory. Like, what is this supposed to be? Where are we supposed to be? What are we supposed to be looking at here? So it's something Charlian kind of, right? Like a little bit more royal. What would be a natural thing here? Like a kitchen, maybe? Or just, I mean, we could go full on library. Like, that's maybe a little basic, but it could make sense that someone has like they rented a room. Like, if, for example, it could be an inn room with just like a nice, really nice view of the courtyard outside. We could go with that. We could run with that kind of idea. Like, it's a little inn room with a kitchenette or something. Let's see here. Let's see. Cherry Chenny, by the way, I don't believe I thanked you for that follow. Cherry Chenny, thank you very much for the follow and welcome to the channel. And Idlemind too, I see. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the tips. Do you do housing as well, Idlemind? And Krava Crimson. I do DJ, yes. So I own, I built Ichi nightclub, and then I built and own Prominence nightclub, and I DJ there. And I also have DJed at a couple of other clubs. I haven't actually branched out too much yet, so I'm not like Ali, you know, or anything like that, where I DJ all over everywhere. But yeah, I DJ, and it's a good time. That's cool though. So you mod for some DJs and you're a venue owner yourself. What is your venue? Oh, if Boots and Ketson. Yeah, Spiral Fruit here is also DJ. Spiral's awesome. If anyone is, like I said here, let's see, Prominence. So anyway, this is, here, I'm linking this is the club that I built and I own. This is Prominence, and you could take a look at that if you want to see the upcoming events and stuff. or just take a look at what I'm talking about, basically. And then if you're curious at all, if that sparks your curiosity, or you're interested in nightclubs, building venues for nightlife, and the DJ kind of world, nightlife clubbing world, I guess, in Final Fantasy, and how interested in having a more in-depth look of how that's being built, at least from my perspective. I just did a stream, and I just did a stream last week where I walked through both of my nightclubs, and I did a super deep dive, in-depth look of like what I was thinking as I was building them. So that's on my YouTube channel if you guys want to take a look at that. I think I'm seeing a lot of people here saying like they really enjoying the tips and like little me like talking through what I'm doing here. So if you like that kind of stuff, then like take a look at that VOD there on my YouTube channel. I think you'll get a real kick out of that, because I explain a lot of the stuff that I'm doing just similar to like what I'm doing right now. So you guys might enjoy that. Let's see. Okay, so I feel like we need to cover up these walls a bit because this is very hanging in here. So I'm thinking let's drop some partitions in here and see what happens. So if we get... Is it white partition? Is that going to be... That's kind of weird. Marble partition. Actually, wait, let's preview the partitions. What would feel like a natural extension of these, right? Pillars and partitions. White partition. I feel like this might be too basic looking and not really fit. Yeah, it's kind of got to be like wood almost. Let's see. The arch just doesn't really have the right feel. Factory. This is honestly like one of the worst places to build something like this in terms of like that we're in Shirokane with this extremely Asian looking design. So I would not recommend. Ooh, wait, here's an idea. I just saw this randomly. So like I wonder like, oh, is there anything we could do with that? Like literally just have the windowsill built in. Fix the spacing on these a little bit so that way if you double this up, right? So if you had like this, right? And then you offset this one with another one over here, then you would actually get the curtains on both sides, right? If you can imagine this curtain ends up here, because I have a second one layered right here. And then you'd have a bunch of windows that are all like, yeah, in a line. And it would take care of all the window silling and stuff for you with only a couple items. That's like another option. Although that's, again, crafted. Let's see. Out of curiosity, I wonder what this looks like. Sometimes, you know, this is like the way I do it, where I'm just like, I just scroll through the item preview and I'm just kind of like, ooh, that's kind of an interesting idea. Like, that's kind of a cool item. Let's just see what that looks like. Okay. I wonder if something like this is going to be the way we got to go. Right? So you can do some interesting... Because I don't want to burn up all of our slots just making fake walls. But we might have to use a decent amount of them. Here's another example where, like, if this is kind of pretty plain looking, but we can break up this line, the line work here, by layering different types of these together. And then similar to what we did with this book, the bookcases here. And we might be able to make something that feels a little bit more, a little less flat looking. Maybe for, I'm trying to think, maybe for the time being here, since we're a little short on time, maybe let's just finish out building out more of the window here. Yeah, let's do that. Just so people could kind of get an idea of like more where we'd go with this. I guess we could continue this. Would you guys want to continue this on Wednesday? I stream housing every Monday and Wednesday, 4 to 6 p.m. PST, 7 to 9 p.m. EST, by the way. So this Wednesday, we'll be back and we can continue doing this. This is pretty fun, actually. I like this. It's like, sometimes building with constraints is very nice because you don't have like a bajillion choices that you have to deal with. And not having a billion choices is very liberating sometimes. Because, what is it? Analysis paralysis, as it's sort of cheekily called, is a real thing. And it's a real bear. Or it can be. Anyone else get that? Where you just like, there's too many choices, so you just agonize over everything for forever. Okay, here's the same problem where kind of want to make sure it doesn't feel like it's too let's see, there we go. Yeah, like we don't want it to look like it's exactly the same. Right, so got to play around a little bit here with how we can do this and make it feel convincing. That's a little annoying with the extra little tower popping up there. We might have to deal with that. Because otherwise we have some other crap that's coming in. Another option would be we just make these way smaller, the windows. Okay, that's like close enough where I don't think anyone's going to really complain about that too much. But oh, I don't like that you can see that there. But that's just a matter of pushing this back a little bit. And then pushing this one back too. There we go. Yeah, you can finick with that a little bit. There we go, something like that. Looks kind of continuous, doesn't really look like it's completely the same exact thing over and over again. Let's see, what server in DC says Crimson. Razor, oh, Razor Wires is your resident DJ. Oh, cool. Yeah, Shion Fox. He's awesome. Cool. Yeah, so it's Crystal Mateus, which is where I am right now, is where Prominence is. If anybody saw the prom night event, that was at Prominence. We just had a big prom night event this past Wednesday. Shout out to anybody who were here in the chat who was there at prom night. Hopefully you guys, well, told your friends and had a good time. At Lux, let's see, they still do. You haven't been... Oh, so Billy, you've gone clubbing in the game too. Cool, cool. Maybe, well, hopefully, maybe you'll want to come out and hang out with us at Prominence sometime. We'd love to have you guys, any of you guys I'd love to have you guys come hang out with us. Come hang out, be part of the stream. Oh, I see we're pushing a little far back here with the, what do you call it? The windowsill getting a little bit far away from the actual thing. Okay, let's pull this forward. There we go. You see how I'm just making sure, like, so this is going to get hidden anyway, right? The little part that's hanging here, but we can't have it here because it'll be showing. So push that back. Paradox of choice. Yes, that is the big conundrum. And I feel that so much when I am housing just the analysis paralysis. So sometimes it's like, actually I would say it's been a lot easier, yeah, whenever I have like a single focus or even like some constraints from like a client or something. Like for example, I think Ishii came together in some sense faster than quite a bit faster than Prominence, because in Prominence I had infinite time and infinite resources in a sense, because it was my own club, my own house. There was no restrictions, and so I went really crazy with the build, but it also meant that I spent a lot of time just like micro, pondering back and forth between this or that item, or this or that layout, or can the curve on this be a little bit better or worse, or is this even the right tone for the build? Whereas like Ichi is like, it's Eastern, he wants these things in it. He needs like a bar here. He needs a dance floor. He needs a second bar. Okay, there's got to be like a second side area over here. Certain things need to be accessible because it's an FC. Adding just all those stuff speeds things along quite a bit, I think. So, all right, these are the Phasmoscapes. What am I doing? Shelves. I'm just trying to think through really quickly here what else we could do that'd be interesting. So we have... so if we did raise this up off the floor eventually... Actually, can we do that? Is there enough items without crafting that we can actually create like a feasibly like raised up off the floor thing in here? I don't really know if we can do that. Actually, you know what? I feel like this deserves some little tables or something. It feels like a hallway. Now that I'm looking at it, okay, let's try putting some little tables in front of here and seeing if that helps. Give it a little bit more believability, or makes a little more sense. Where are these? Here we go. This stuff, the glade side. What feels like it'd probably be in a hallway. It'd be these tables, right? So probably like some drawer tables, like here and here, right? So you'd go. There we go, right? Oh, pull them out from the wall. And then we can put some stuff on them. Tabletop, wall decorations. Ink and quill. Let's see what could go on. What would feasibly go on tables in the middle of a hallway that we have access to here? Brushes, chronometer, maybe a clock, terracotta pot. How tall is that? Okay, that's probably kind of weird to have on there. Pile of tomes. Oh, perfect. Books. An open book. Maybe someone was reading. Flower vase would be perfect. Probably the Oasis one is the most ornate looking. Let's get 2 Oasis flower vases. Riviera flower pots. Oh, that would be kind of nice, like to have on the sides if you had plants growing. Sabaton. These are outdoor items. King and pillar, disordered wardrobe. Okay. Let's run with this, right? Put some flowers. Oh, gotta give service placement. I kind of like too that the flowers can help cover up these little plaques, because those are not like I don't really know what they're supposed to be in your headcanon. Let me bring this balloon forward. I don't like how the line is in front of the plaque. Feels like a mistake. Yeah, there we go. So then it feels. Let's bring this one forward a little bit. See how too like for these ones, right? You have the little line, and then it stops here. This one keeps going through. Doesn't feel very natural. So we'll just bring this forward very slightly. We can just pull this whole thing forward slightly more. It's probably not usually right up against the wall. There we go. Okay, flower vases, they'd probably a little bit. Oh, that's a little bit far back, aren't they? Maybe a little bit farther forward. There we go. Encyclopedia. Kind of big, but if we rotate, perhaps it makes more sense, right? If it's only partial. Oh my god. Where'd they just go? Okay, remember, search tool. Best friend. Okay, here. Push this a bunch in. Push the whole table in. Yeah, you know, or alternatively, if it's just like this, right? I mean, I don't know, that doesn't look as nice. I guess you could just have it like that though, right? I mean, perhaps these books would go elsewhere. Or perhaps someone has some books that they like that are just sitting here, ready to be read. I don't know. Come up with your own storyline, right? There could be an open book somewhere. Oh yeah, there we go. Maybe someone was sitting here on the windowsill and kind of like reading something. Making it up as we go. Making it up as we go. I love my character. Oh yeah, Spiral. I came back out outside after we went inside Prominence and we came back out, and your character was still sleeping next to the fire. It was very cute though. You looked like you're having a nice snooze next to the warm fireplace. And Drava is asking if they can post my stuff in your Discord. Do you mean the housing stuff? Yes, no, it's having too many options is an issue. What to say? Might make an alt to come check out some. So let's see. Was a good spot. It was a good spot to leave here. You can pretend it's historical information about the view. I like that idea. There you go. You can read up on what's going on in this courtyard. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, if you have housing design stuff, check out the housing unlocked section of the Discord, and then there's a showcase section where you can post your builds or work in progress, whatever, whichever is more appropriate to whatever you want to show us. But yeah, if you want to show your housing stuff, we have a showcase section in my Discord, so take a look at that. All links to all my socials are down below. Getting a little stumped here. Oh, actually, okay. Wait, let's see. White screens, marble. I'm trying to think like what logically connects this area up together. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like actually recoloring this to a darker wood might save us here, because then that would allow us to use, like, right now we're a little limited in like white stuff, like white screens and stuff that we can use that really feel convincing. So I'm kind of thinking if we go dark, then we could use like the glade partition and some other stuff, right? So let's see here. Okay, like let's just hammer this out really quick, right? Oops, I bought a blank one. Oops, whatever, that's fine. Okay, so if we take this, let's take the glade partition. I feel like we need a transition point here in a perfect world, but we might have to just deal with that for now. Right, that feels a little unnatural. But that's okay. I mean, sometimes you gotta live with it. Where am I? Oh, there we go. Oh, that kind of works actually when you have the little line there. But then, okay, whatever. We'll roll with it for now. Okay, so if we do this, I'm starting to have these like background tunes memorized a little bit, humming it in my head. There we go. See how, okay, immediately just covering up the hing stuff really helps a lot. Okay. Let's see. Okay. That really like changes the whole feel, huh? Okay, so now check this out. Let's try previewing the dyes here. What matches the wood here, right? Is what we're looking for. Okay, like that's pretty good. Bark brown. Maybe, or even, we could go dark, right? We could match these lines and just go full dark, like loam or something. Maybe, oh look, I think that matches a little bit. There you go. Russet brown, perfect, okay. Let's roll with that, maybe? Yeah, let's maybe roll with that. Russet brown. Let's just see how this feels. So russet brown, let's grab a whole bunch of russet brown. Where's russet? Is this also? Okay. The glade. Oh, where's that? Where's this final one? There we go. That actually looks so unified. Look at that. You can't even tell that they're like a different thing anymore. Okay, that's kind of cool. Oh. Okay. Oh god. Okay. What's not dyed? Paint. It's amazing what a coat of paint can do, you know? Completely changes changes the whole feel. Look at that. And then furnishing color. Kind of feel like it needs to be a different color, those other ones. In fact, I really wish it was darker, chestnut. Because that's a little too, maybe chestnut? Yeah, let's go with chestnut. Let's do 3 chestnuts. 3 chestnut brown. 1, 3. There we go. Finishing color. Dye. Ta-da! I feel like these need to jump out a little bit more now, the tables. But you know, we could see how this has some interesting stuff going on. Let's see, how would we... Like, I really want to figure out a transition point here, eventually. That would be really nice. And then you could easily see how, for example, you could maybe take the new, the luminous ones here. And if you start doing stuff like this, right? See that? But you have like maybe these ones are normal, then some of these are luminous or something. That could be interesting. You could even push this upwards and have it floating here, maybe. Push it forward. You could rotate this entire thing and have it like here, so that maybe you walk in and it's a walkway that leads to like a little room or something. Okay. I wonder, furnishing, oops. Okay, so like, we kind of need this to like pop out of the wall a little bit more. So like, if it was a little bit brighter, there, see like, oh no, actually that's kind of how it always is. Kind of want it to be something believable, but that helps it to stand out. It might just be a lighting issue though, or, yeah, I don't know. What else would be here? Kind of feel like, okay. Partitions. You posted a couple builds. Okay, you posted a couple builds, cool. I will have a look at them later. And if anyone is in the Discord, you guys are more than welcome to go take a look. Oh, not desynthesize. Close. Honestly, we might even be able to just go like this. Like, how would this feel? We could build a custom door. Oh, there we go. So we could have a pattern like this, right? Where we take this and like offset this like that. Then you get a pillar, right? So, because sometimes like it's a little unnatural if these are like just like this, right? Or some, well, I mean, honestly, the Glade ones are some of the better ones because they actually feel like a natural bookend to something. So like this pattern is not too, like that's not too bad, right? But it does feel a little strange to have this cutout. So something I've often liked to do is this, where then it creates a natural looking pillar right here and makes that kind of transition feel a little bit nicer. And if you just angle this little bit here, then you can get it to meet up perfectly. There you go. And you have a nice little corner, and it's a little bit glitchy right there, but whatever. You know, it's an apartment. It's not going to be perfect. Okay. There we go. See, so now you walk in. Maybe that's a little bit too tight, so we could always open this up a bit. Like, that feels, because that's really narrow. That's a very claustrophobic kind of entrance. Let's snap this a couple out. There we go. That feels a little bit nicer. And if anything, actually, you might even end up having these in an entryway here, right? Like, that feels pretty natural. Arguably, could even have two, you know, next to each other. Or something, right? And that's where you could get like this. Maybe it feels a little more natural than like books next books with the bookends next to a open window is a little weird. Reading a book right there is fine, I think, but like this feels more natural here. And to break up the seam right there, we could use the books. There we go. So now it feels... We probably want to make a little custom door. Going to add some greenery. Yeah, I want to add some greenery, Ray, but the only thing is... I don't have... Okay, also, I'm just going to keep going for a little while here. I mean, I think we're pretty much near our... Or over a little bit over the original scheduled time, 4 to 6, but I think this is going to be a pretty reoccurring thing where we'll start at 4 p.m., but I'll just kind of keep going a little bit extra if I feel like it. Hope you guys don't mind. Flowers. Going to add greenery. Right. So greenery. Is there greenery available from the Hokonen is the thing. Because that's the big thing, right? Is I'm trying to build only with the NPC items, and I don't know if we have any... Do we have greenery? Oh, verdant. Okay. Verdant shelf partitions. Ivy mural. Oh wait, the ivy mural is the new... Is that the hanging ones? The hanging vines? Decorative fans. Guild. Actually, this could be kind of nice. And a map of Eorzea. I like this idea. Okay, so what if we had like a map? Or maybe would the map naturally go here? That look weird? That looks a little weird. Feels like this should go here. I don't know what's gonna go here. Something should go here though. Feels a bit naked. There we can put the summoning belt right there. I don't really know why it would be there, but you can always take it away later. Yeah, wait, is the ivy mural... Oh, that's curtain. This is the one I was thinking of. Okay, and this is a crafted thing, yeah. So the ivy mural is just this decoration. Not gonna use that. Let's see. The verdant ivy curtains. Yeah, the ivy curtains. The ivy curtains are so good. I love them. They're so. Ugh. I have been wanting an item just like that for so long. I actually have not even got a chance to build with them yet, but like I am so stoked. I have ideas. Okay, here we have a verdant shelf partition at least. So it's got verdant in the name. Let's see if we can get some greenery. Right, so we have, this could be, okay, in addition to like, see how these are kind of the Hingen sideboards flipped around is maybe a little bit too clean looking, but maybe we could do, oh no, it's the wrong color. See like the silvery gray metal versus the gold adornment? I think we need gold accents or else this feels kind of clashy, right? That's kind of clashing a bit, but we could hide it. I mean, and then just use the greenery. If we floated this up a bunch, potentially, we could make use of the greenery. And certainly I would love to make use of the greenery on the windowsills here. So to be honest, I'm wondering if we make this like, what if it was like a lookout tower, right? I might need to go a little bit crafted on this, right? But for example, we could say you walk in here and then you have some stairs that lead you up, and then you're up on a balcony, right? Like a raised area here. So there's like maybe some visitor information thing right here, right? I'm envisioning this in my head. Visitor information and then stairway up to this lookout area that looks out down at the courtyard, right? Something like that. I wonder if that could be cool. I wonder how we could do this. Okay, let's try something really quick with beds. I feel like maybe just dropping the ceiling too can also help us out a lot in terms of figuring out what the heck's going to go on with all of these. Oh, I just realized too, actually, these pillars can be raised up quite a bit without actually having to push anything into the floor or do anything crazy because these are tabletop. All these items are tabletop, and even these shelves here, I think they will hit minimum float height if we hit this point right here. So we might actually be able to just extend these pillars upward and have them connect up with this if we wanted even like this as an upper lip to this, right? Like if this just little part was showing right here, that could be pretty nice. Okay, that's an idea. And we have how many items left to do this in? 54. Okay, so let's think about this. Let's block this out. We said maybe we could have Riviera counter, hanging desk. What if it was like a viewing terrace, right? So like we have maybe Oasis tables. Okay, like what if we had some seating areas, right? And blade desk. Is that too ornate? I think the Oasis counter is going to be too ornate looking. Let's try an Oasis desk. Maybe the Glade table. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Right. So like reception. I don't really know. There's no particular reason why I thought reception should be on this side, but it just feels like maybe it should be for some reason to me. Can always move it. There we go. There. Sometimes it's very helpful to just block stuff out, you know, just have kind of get a feel for where things would go in a room, right? What if that was like, you know, oh, we got some extra seating over here. I don't know. Feeling a little cramped. Maybe this is too much. This might honestly be too much. 2 tables is definitely too much. Started to feel kind of claustrophobic-y. Walk in. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's actually not too much. Another furnishing is placed on here? What's placed on here? Let's take a look. Wait, what? What's connected? I don't see anything. Am I missing something? Okay, doesn't matter. We can disconnect everything. We can go here. Place an item. Find the item. Flowers, right? Store it. That should disconnect anything that's connected to this thing. There it was. There's the book. It was hidden inside this thing. So now we can remove this. And there we have our book. In fact, let's put the book over here just so we know. What did I say? Oh, we're doing bed meta. Right. Let's go some beds. What would be good? Riviera beds, Glade beds, Oasis beds. Let's take a look. Oh, beds. Oasis beds. Let's just take a look what these look like underneath. I don't remember what they all look like, so. This is kind of feeling... it doesn't really match the... It's not the end of the world, but it doesn't quite match the the type of gold and stuff they have here. Plus they got the little curtains hanging down there. Okay, but that's not the end of the world. We could work with that. The cleanest one is going to be the Riviera beds, by far, though. Like, this could work too, but it's not very easy to get them all lined up. This one is just such a good go-to because it has very little issues in terms of like random stuff hanging down. Okay. Let's try this. Let's try some bed meta. And we can try creating like a lip even, right? So for here to frame the windows, we could even allow a bit of the bed to shine through and give us a little bit of, see how that would create a little lip right there? I wonder if we could even use it here. That's an interesting idea. I think beds need to be floated pretty high though. Minimum float height. Anyone want to confirm that for me? Beds are pretty high, right? You see what I'm saying? Like if we did this and then just push it up a little bit to create the railing here. I feel like, actually, you know what? Here, I can do this. Quickly design. Oh, gosh. I am quickly looking up FFXIV's minimum float height guide. And I'll link that actually in the chat too. Mine as well, since we're talking about it. I could also just experiment, but this might be a good thing to just link out to people anyway. For anybody else who's gotta get going or anything like that, again, I'll put up all the VODs for this, or the VOD from this, onto my YouTube channel. I'll try to get, I mean, this one's pretty simple, so I'll probably get that up like tonight or tomorrow. And then you can always rewatch this or show your friends or something. So, where is stores? Ceiling, bed meta. Where's the float height thing? Darn. Why can I not find this? How to float. Here we go. Minimum float height guide. Here, I'll link it here in the chat. Oh god, that's a pretty long link. Huh. That's okay though. Yeah. It's gonna be pretty high though, the beds. That's fine. We'll just bed meta like the normal way. It's Riviera beds. Let's try a bunch of Riviera beds. Riviera bed. Okay. What am I using to make my pillars? Asks Drava. What are you using to make your pillars? Are you talking about these pillars? Or are you talking about like adding pillars into the room? Let's see. think it might make the most sense to have. Okay, let's do this really quick. So technically, you don't actually, to bed meta, you don't technically need to have them all touching each other, but because we want a seamless ceiling, we're gonna have them kind of overlapping a bit. And let's see. Okay, I think we're gonna probably push all these in a little bit. So let's save us ourselves some slots and do this. Okay. Yes, these pillars. Ah, okay. So this is there's three Scholastic bookcases, right? So Scholastic bookcase, Scholastic bookcase, Scholastic bookcase. 3 of them. And then these are glade cupboards on the sides here. Right here. And that's it. 5 items per pillar. And technically we could even probably remove one of the glades on these sides since you can't really see it anyway. But yeah, per pillar, 5 items, and then these just happen to be wall lanterns. No problem, you are most welcome. The whole idea here is just to be able to show people that you can do cool stuff with an apartment. And with only NPC items, so this is like nothing super wild. Anybody could do this. Let me grab this. Why can I not grab? Okay. It's over here. So, what I usually like to do when I'm doing stuff like when I'm doing builds is I tend to like to when I'm doing custom ceilings, I tend to try to lay out a lot of the ceiling ahead of time if I can, like the whole layout in some sense, and then push it all up at once, because otherwise it's a little hard to judge and you have to use items that let you kind of keep track of where things are in alignment to each other. But if you do it this way, and always have at least one reference item on the ground, then it really helps you to not lose track so much. Huh. It's not quite even, it's not quite like center. Like that would be center. Yeah, let's do that. I think it's wait, right? Yeah, that's centered. Okay. Let me just make sure about that. Stage panel. If I align it with the center of the bed, does it align with the center of the room? Yes, it is. Okay. Just like, it would kind of suck to like come into the room and have everything just be off ever so slightly from center, you know? So I might as well just build it like that from the get-go. So we'll just nudge all of these over. We can always figure out how to push out our walls a little bit. So something like doing this, right, where if we kind of get this all measured out, then we can start to see like, okay, maybe what we want to do is not have to push these walls away, because this, so here's like just like a thing that I might like to do is I don't like the metal kind of just disappearing into the wall. I'd like the metal to ideally be sort of lined up with the wall, the metalwork on the bottom of the beds. So I might like just nudge all these in one. And then now we'll just actually have a little bit of a extra pattern here. Like where it kind of overlaps a little bit more. I think that might actually be fine. It might look kind of nice. Okay. So let's just test this out. Thankfully, beds are really easy to raise up. They snap quite high. Uh-oh. There we go. Your designs are a bit wild, Java. I see. I see. I will see, actually, whenever I get a chance to look at the Discord after this. But yeah, there's so much you can do, right? I think there's a lot that can be said about builds that are pretty simple, and then there's a lot that you can do. Oh, crap. There's a lot you can do with more complex builds. I realized I went way too high with this. We only really need it about high enough to be here, along with these pillars. So let's see how that feels. Honestly, though, that's pretty low for a ceiling. That's gonna probably feel a little bit claustrophobic, which might not feel too great. So we're gonna have to play around with that, because I think I think we're gonna need to push those pillars up a bit, because it's just a little crazy looking. Oh, and see here below, do you see how I was saying like we're just gonna have a little bit of overlap, but that's actually fine? Because there, it actually just creates this nice little interesting metal detail. And I don't think that's bad. I think that's kind of interesting. So yeah. Technically, we drop this even one lower, I think, in order to really get it in line with the skull. There we go. I think. Okay, that is so low though. Goodness. Lawless size build. I know we had a couple people submit like lawless size builds during the housing tour, and that was pretty great. Okay. Oh, I didn't actually even mean to do this, but this lamp would have snapped to this if I didn't rotate the stage panel. So it's actually kind of beneficial that we did it the way we did there. Okay. Uh-oh. There we go. Oh, actually, there we go. That's about right? Oh no, one more higher? I don't know. One... Yeah, let's go one higher. Man, this is very, very narrow, but... Oh, that's kind of cool. With a little, like, thing hanging here. Oh, okay. So what we could do is pull these pillars in so this becomes the center point here. And that way it becomes nice and even. Man, this is really low though. I think we will want to raise up these or extend these pillars up, because it's just so narrow in here. Like this, just actually, once you're in here, it's not the worst. It is pretty low though. But yeah, I think we could definitely use to raise this up slightly. Oh, there's an idea. Is see how it's progressing downward? So maybe we could have it as a stepped kind of thing, right? Where it progressively goes downward, right? So like if we have it one more up. Right, so see how this then, it lowers down as you go. And then that way we could have this one even higher. And then that way, by the time you get out to this area over here, it's a little bit more opened up looking. So let's put this bed back here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and we'll go, whoop. There we go. And it's, do you see there how it's slowly, progressively going downward? So maybe then, if when you first walk in at least, you won't instantly feel super cramped. It's an idea, right? Then that way, it feels not as crazy. But to be honest, I feel like we just want to raise the whole roof up. This is probably going to be the way to go. Let's... Okay. So we need how many more beds? 4? 4 more, and then like maybe 2 or 3 over here. 2. 1, 2, and then a fake door. Okay. So let's do that. So 6 beds total, I believe, is what I counted there. 1. Did I have way more than I needed to there? No, I think I'm good. What did you guys think of this format, by the way? Did you guys like this idea of just kind of impromptu sort of speed building, or just kind of picking a random theme? Like, I think we talked about this kind of at the beginning of the stream, where we're like, let's just build like in a Moogle theme or something, you know? And then just kind of see where it goes. Spiral, you liked it? Yeah? Just trying to see if this is a format that we would want to use more than. Because I want to make content for the people. Oh, I guess I had extra beds in storage. That's fine. You can always have some extras. I think, is that, oh no. Trying to kind of line it up with the door a little bit, but does that seem right? Yeah, that's even. Okay, and then, in a way, that's really what it should be. Okay, so there we go, and then we have a little bit of wiggle room here to make the fake door. And I only say fake door because like this is very Asian looking, so we probably would like to change that a bit and see if we can make something that feels a little bit more natural. Okay. Let's get rid of some of this stuff if we can. Just because, like, this book is going to be a problem. We can always put these tables back and stuff later. Okay. Where did my stage panel... Okay. We'll do this kind of systematically. Go front to back. Oh. Try to jump that too high. So we'll go back here. Ugh. And also, you can do what I'm doing right now, the floating techniques. Again, if you watch the Housing 101, I explain all this, but you can do all the glitch techniques also with only NPC items. So I'm currently using this wooden loft, which is technically a crafted item, but there is the new round wooden loft, which does exactly the same things, just more round. So it's a little bit not as easy to visually see where it's going to hit, but it works exactly the same way. So in case that was at all a concern for anybody, you can, the stage panel that I'm using here, as well as the round wooden loft, will do everything that you need it to accomplish what I'm doing here. Oops. Stored a bed. Wait, what? Where's my, there it is. Wooden loft. Put this bed back. Make sure it's grid snapped. There we go. I could probably make my life a little easier too by taking down some of the walls that are right behind me, like these ones here. Just so they're not blocking the view so much. But it's fine. For anybody who's also maybe new or anything to housing, you may notice that I'm able to push these beds up really fast. Like they're jumping really high. So not all items have the same jump height. So for example, if you're trying to float a stage panel or a white rectangular partition, you have to increment it up very, very slowly because of how narrow it is. I think is sort of the short answer for why that works that way. But beds are able to jump a lot higher, a lot faster. So just be aware that like if you're watching this and then you try this at, you try some of this at home, that it might work a little differently for you depending on what you're trying to float. And don't worry, you're probably not doing anything wrong or anything. It's just some items take a little bit more effort to float than the beds. Time for sleep though. Okay, good night, Spiral. We'll talk to you soon, for sure. I'm taking the summoning bell with me. That's fine. I'll reset it in a moment. One more click upward. There we go. Make sure to bring this back down. And I am taking into account the sloping thing, where we're sloping the beds upward, although to be honest, we'll probably push everything up a bit anyway. It's kind of cool. I've never built an entire build on stream in one go before. Or like, I've never actually built a single build in a single sitting, I don't think. That felt like sort of a complete thing. So this is like a first for me as well, actually. Usually takes me at least a couple days for like apartment stuff. So building this in 3 hours is kind of a pretty big jump. This is pretty friggin' low, but that's oh well, it is what it is. Let's move these out of the way. Who we still got here with me? Who all is out there? What you guys up to right now? I kind of like that with all the interlocking metal there. That's kind of a cool little entry point. It's a little chaotic, but I kind of like it. Actually, that's very nice. It lines up there with the door. Okay. So let's make sure we lock all of this too in place. Because otherwise we'd have to refloat everything and that would be a nightmare. And I don't want to deal with it. Okay. Do we have anybody out there building with me? I know sometimes it's kind of nice to build along as someone else is building. Okay, there we go. So we locked all those in place. Let's just go outside for a second, just to reset, to make sure that we lock all those in place properly. And that way, like, if we mess around with them and accidentally get them out of position as we move other stuff around, we can always just walk out of the building without rotating them, and we'll have their positions set instantly. So Aramore is trying to figure out this bunk bed fortress. You're trying to figure out. Yeah, there you go. See? Do you guys see? Now that it's kind of all up, floated up. Do you see what I was going for there? And like, if you turn your camera this way, you can kind of tell that it's sloping downward. But as you enter, it maybe isn't as obvious that it's sloping downward, and it kind of just feels a little bit more like, yeah, at least your camera isn't so pushed in, because like way up here, it's very pushed in, but like back here, right, it's a lot less noticeable. And Juliet's placing housing bids. Okay, so yeah, you guys, that's right. You and your FC are figuring out which places you guys want to go for. So running around, figuring out where to place all the bids. Let's see, anything good? I think so. There is a lovely small plot that I really want. Okay, good luck with that. I do hope that you're able to get that small plot. There we go. Now that's back in place. Okay. There we go. Da, da, da. Where's my map? There's my map. We definitely, I really think we need to raise the ceiling a bit in here, just because it's a bit crazy. Although, from an immersion standpoint, at least once you're inside the building, it automatically snaps your camera down. So, like, from the moment you walk in, it should load in like this. How's that? How about that, huh? Hey, not bad for one stream. I'd say that's doesn't feel too bad for an apartment too, right? Like, so something a little different. And it's also like all bed meted, so like your camera will never push out of the walls in any direction that you turn this in. Maybe this way, past through the Phasmoscape, I think, a little bit. Oh, maybe not even. But yeah, there you go. How many item slots do we have left? We're at 68. Oh, wow. We still have a decent amount, like 35 item slots. So we could easily do more with this. So, for example, it could do like this and make it like a little eatery or something. You know, like you could sit here and look out to the terrace. I do feel like I really wish we had, yeah, I need some simple crafted items. Like, for example, some planter partitions right there would do a lot of wonder. Like, yeah, maybe I'll show like the state this is in with just NPC items, and then we can see like if we just add a few crafted items, if it, you know, how much of a difference we can change it. Let's see, what else do we want? Oh, we wanted the custom door. Let's at least get the custom door in place really quick. Some sort of a shelves, I guess. What do we have options for? The cupboards, right? So basically the cupboards are our main options here. Or... Let's see, what's like a good combo to make a custom door? I guess, I mean, we could also just be basic and just use the actual door. Although I think that's crafted, so maybe not. Cabinets, manor, wardrobe, disorderly wardrobe? How tall is that? Oh, there we go. That's something we could use, maybe. Maybe like this. Oh, that's kind of weird though with this part here. Manor. Try a showcase? That's an idea. Yeah, we could try that. Let's see. What is the showcase? How does the showcase end up looking? Can do... use this kind of thing, right? Have it backwards. Try the... Let's see. I wonder what we would use for the lines to make the door outline. Okay, yeah, maybe we could do that. Use a showcase. And use like a cabinet to create the vertical lines for the door itself. Let's see here. Okay. Like maybe you have like this, right? And then have a showcase in the middle to finish out the wood bit in the middle. Then have two little, like a doorknob, and then something to give us the little line in the center. So one in regular, push it back. True. Yeah. You can use a showcase, but also put another one in regularly, and yeah, push it back so you get the glow. True. That is another good option. Let's see here. Might as well see if this could work at all. It's kind of weird though with the little placard thingy, huh? Oh, actually that's nice and tall. And has the gold. Maybe it's a secret door? If can we match the wood a little bit? Yeah, like what if we did this and then framed it on either side by stuff? Oasis, bookshelf. Okay, I'm curious if we did this. Let's try this. What was I thinking? Oasis bookshelf. And then 2 Oasis cupboards. Let us try this. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we get this Oasis bookshelf. And then we frame it like this. Yeah, there we go. You know? Can even try playing around with this a bit more. I don't know. Create. Can these walls pull in slightly? Yeah. Like if we did... I wonder if you can actually click... Oh, can we click through the door though? Yes, we can. Okay. Good. As long as you're actually able to click through the door. We might need to push this back a little bit farther to make sure that people can really click through the door. But something like that, pulling this wall in slightly, could help. If the door was kind of shallow, then... Yeah, let's try this. Let's put this in storage and make sure we can turn on walk, bookshelf, bookshelf. I'll just try to get this a little bit closer to the wall. There we go. Just a touch closer. Is that a little better? There you go. I think that'll be pretty good in terms of making sure that people can exit. And then, can I grab that cabinet? Oh. Uh-oh. Is this not aligned? Centered? Oh, it's not quite lined up in the center, is it? It's a little off. I think because the door is actually not quite aligned. I was basing it off where the door is, but the door is actually not dead center. So let's see if we can get this a little bit better aligned. Oh wait, where did that go? Store? There we go. Bookshelf. That's actually pretty close, I think. Okay, there we go. Let's see if that's a little better. Hopefully. Yeah, that's a little closer. And now we can adjust these, maybe. So we just get the door. Actually, there, no, that's fine. The door like that. Presumably could swing outward. Put a little handle here. Okay. Cool. So now maybe that's a little bit cramped. So that can kind of be its own thing. You could even just do this here. Where did our little table go? There it is. Okay, if we take this, where's the, let's see, the wall I think it was the chronometer that people use, so, or, oh, this one. Yeah, the Riviera table chronometer. This is just gonna be a really basic door, so. Okay, you take this, I'm gonna grab this shelf back. Just so, this is an NPC item, antique wall shelf. Clock on here, rotate to about door height, maybe a little higher. Oh, I guess maybe we could assume that there could be some, oh no, we don't want to be too close to that line. Let's go a little bit higher. Okay. Here we go. Oh, haha. Let's push this way over here. There we go. Okay, now we can go here. Give us a little doorknob. There we go. Got a doorknob. Let's disconnect it from the shelf. Take the shelf. Oh, it doesn't really matter where it goes. Okay. And then we have, yeah, there we go. It's not the best door in the world, but I mean, it works. I think people understand what that is. You could even drop these beds a little bit just to make this more flush. I think maybe I'll do that. Just right now, this is not quite the right height. So we'll drop these to like here. I just guesstimating. Oh, I think I pushed it too. Oh, I pushed it up too much. There we go. Let's go. Maybe even a touch more. So like there. Oops. There we go. Oh, maybe even a bit more. So that way, yeah, I think a bit more. I think we go a touch more. Maybe about that much more. There we go. Now it perfectly lines up with the little bits there. It's kind of nice with the light coming in. Okay. Then we got to lock these back in place because we just moved them. Oops, yeah. Okay. And probably want to dye this. Let's leave the door kind of gold, but we can dye these. Is that, let's see, what's the reasonable color that matches the wall? I'm trying to see in the light here. That might be about as close as we're gonna get it. Right there. This one, bark brown. It's not perfect, but yeah, I think bark brown's the way to go. That's too red. It's not great, but that's okay. 2 bark browns. What happens if the door is bark brown? I'll buy 3 bark browns. Why not? Bark brown. Should the door stand out like? No, I think it's kind of nice if it's kind of like that. I don't know. It's not the best door in the world, but I wish. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it could do. Oh wait, no, this is not an NPC item. Oh, it is an NPC item, that's right. I wonder if this is any better. Like, a little bit, right? It kind of stands out a little bit less. It doesn't jump out so much like that gold. It's not super perfect either. Oh, we could try it. I mean, let's try it. We can see what Drava was saying. So we could try the showcase. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I mean, that's a nice... Oh, let's turn off grid. Let's see if this helps. Ooh. Ooh, actually, that's pretty cool. Wait, right there. There's the way that... where it doesn't pick up the middle lines. There, like that. Then it's a door. Yes, yes, yes. Wait, this is great. There. Perfect. Okay. Sweet. Okay. We might need to move the handle out a little bit, but that actually looks really nice. Let's grab a showcase. Okay. So if we take this, there we go. Turn the sensitivity of my mouse down a little bit. I'll put this just there. There we go. That's kind of cool. Okay. Might want to brighten this up a little bit. Give it the bark. There we go. Nice. Okay. A golden doorway. I don't know. Just something kind of fun, kind of different. Could even do... I remember seeing, I think it was Midori, who put the little hinges on the door using this brilliant, this was so clever. I loved this. Where is it? Taking this, and then we use this like just in the corner. But it's not gold is the problem, I guess, but like we could get the little hinges on the door. Like, you know, like right there you could see. But it doesn't really work in this case because it's not gold. I wonder, does this, or if I had a second one of the cupboards, where's the cupboards? Oasis, what was it? No, it wasn't the cupboard. There it is, the bookshelf. That's what it's called. There you go. Can you... No, it's not really like a neat corner thing. That's fine. Close enough. Is there a doormat? Like just like a very simple doormat? That would fit here. Glade Road. Riviera Oval. Yeah, nothing super great here. I don't know. You know, like something like this maybe? We hit a lot of it. No, it's kind of weird. I don't know. That's fine. Doesn't necessarily need a doormat. I was just wondering if there was anything that really felt natural. Like, that's not the end of the world. Something, you know, like this kind of thing. There was... Oh, no, this is the new Alpine one. Yeah, could that work? Is that dyeable even? I don't know. Trial and error. Endless trial and error. That's not too bad, you know? Does it match super well? Not necessarily, but it kind of matches this ceiling. Yeah, I don't know. That's not the end of the world. It just kind of adds a little bit of texture to the door area because it's kind of a little stark looking right now. Yeah, this is not... Okay. You know what? I'm gonna run with it. Give me rugs. Alpine. How many slots has it taken up to this point? We are at 74, so I actually have 25 slots left. Kakeshi was asking in chat, so that's why. But yeah, actually not too bad, to be honest. I mean, like, yeah, so we have 25 slots left, and this is kind of the space we have to fill, right? So I think you could easily put just some cabinets in here. And then maybe what is this? I don't even know what, like, I guess part of it is we should figure out like what is going on here. So we could make it into like just a small little cafe or something. Or again, just like a visitor center. Maybe it is just a library. And we could just go full in on the Scholastic bookshelf thing, right? So like if we just... I'm kind of curious what that will look like if we just go... Oops. What am I doing? Shelves, right? Do I have some? Oh, I actually already have some. Okay, here, let's try this. Right? What if we just do actually go with this idea? Oh man, we might run into a little issue. Oh, actually, we can leave that space there, right? So if you just, let's just see. Yeah, we can go. It's a library. Ta-da! It's a library. Of course it was. It's always been a library. I do know there's a bunch of... Oh yeah, there's like the piles of books. So, okay, let's go... Let's keep going with this. Let's just keep going. Full library. And we have just some tables along the window where people can read, right? So we got books though everywhere. Okay, let's push this in a little bit more. How long before there we lose the books right about there? So let's go there. Oh, maybe they need to be popped out a little bit more. Fine, we can move these over. Oh, need the... Oh, gotta turn this off. So it's interesting that the bookshelves are, they are tabletop, so. There we go. Since they're tabletop, you kind of need to turn off counter surface placement or else they're popping up all over stuff there. Okay, so if we take it like that, what else is book stuff? Do we have other crafted stuff? We have Scholastic bookshelves. These different types of bookshelves here. What else is NPC, if anything? I don't think so. Open book. It's a pity we don't have as NPC item the low bookshelf, because like, so I think if we started getting into the crafted stuff, right, you could do something like this too, right? Where you could have it extended. But yeah, I think this is perfectly fine. Maybe there's could be some little tables there with some extra books. Maybe, yes, extend this out. Have some even more of these little settings. Okay, so now we have this. I kind of like that. We have... Put a message book right there, right? We had the open book. Okay, so what would go along the wall, maybe? Oh, you know what? Maybe there should just be piles of books. Oops. I know in these guys have like a whole bunch of stacks of documents. Okay, let's try stacks of documents. Letters, table mats. Astronomy map, that doesn't make any sense here. Maybe there's a clock? Would that make sense? Could be there'd be a clock. Ask librarian how long you've been dungeoning away here reading. These tomes are really great because they take up a lot of space. I even think there should be a second Eorzea encyclopedia. But yeah, so towers of tomes. Okay, let's just see what we can do with this clutter that we just bought. And I'm gonna put these in the storeroom because I think that we'll probably need to build around the clutter stuff. So, okay, so... Didn't we... Wait, stack of... I thought about something else too. Wasn't there the pile on the ground? Did I not buy one of those? Maybe I didn't. I'll grab it in a second. Adventurers... There we go. How big are this? Oh, jeez. That's kind of much, I think. Unless we can hide a lot of it. Feels kind of crazy. Like, I don't know, that feels a little haphazard for a library. I feel like books, just go with books is fine. Book of the 5 Ages, there we go. That's what we need. Turn off grid snap. We can kind of use this to kind of help smooth out some of these things. Like, we don't really know what, like, I didn't really know how to transition from this point to this point, but if we put this here, then it kind of makes it feel like it's smoothed over a bit. Piles of tomes, right? We had piles of tomes. Here we go. Let's take another pile of tome and another stack of tomes just to see if we can break up the look here. Because I think ideally we don't want it to look like it's repeating on both sides exactly. So if we, you know, double up a little bit. It could feel crazy, but also maybe like it's a little bit more. Oh, what if there was some underneath the tables? Yeah. Like, as if... Yeah. That could be kind of cool. They're like, you know, it's like some people just kind of like put some below. I will admit, I'm not the best at clutter, but I'm trying to get a little better at it, so... We still have... It's 88 slots. We have 12 slots left. Okay, let's see. What can we do here? Should there be maybe some books near the door, too? Like, is this just really... I don't know. Actually, let's test this first. Like, if there was just a part of this showing, you know, like right here. I kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Some kind of reading chair. Ooh, that's a good idea, Lime Cola. Okay, yeah. I was thinking like a reading chair, but also like maybe like one or two reading tables, you know? Maybe, oh, maybe because there's so many piles over here too, I wonder if there's like a mat or something like that that would make it feel like, oh, that's where you just, like a rug or something. Because people would maybe just like sit on the floor and read. Some Zabuton cushions. Because people just kind of plop down. That's an idea. Okay, so... Like, what if we had 2 cushions? And then where was the piles of tomes, stacks of tomes? Let's get 2 stacks of tomes. Okay. So we have 1 hidden here. Let's make that feel a little more natural. If possible. Oh god. Hey! Hey Talia! Welcome to the stream. And thank you for that follow. Actually, Lime Cola, you too. I see your first time chatter, so... Lime Cola, welcome to the stream. You're giving me... I'm giving you some ideas for FC Apartment Room. Yeah! Hell yeah! That's the whole idea here. I thought it'd be a fun challenge to just build in an FC room and see like how far we could push it, but then also, yeah, of course, like the other hopeful side thing that results from this is people get a little inspired and they realize that there's so much you can do with an FC room without spending a ton of money, because it's all just NPC, all NPC vendor items. So yeah. Oh, and thank you very much too for that follow, Lime Cola. Let's see, that's okay, that's a little too much, huh? Yeah, let's go. There we go. Okay, there's gonna be like a little bit of weirdness where like technically some of these books are glitched into the wall a bit, but you know, it's fine. You can suspend your disbelief. Oh, there we go. Actually, that works a little bit better. Maybe they should get pushed into the corner, huh? Let's see, what do we think? Like, is that's pretty good, I think, right? There, you can't really... Any higher and it feels like it would just be a really crazy hazard for the doorway, but that's like maybe a believable, we just ran out of space or something. I don't know. And then I was thinking like, maybe like here, right? There's like a little bit of a lower pile, so maybe someone was like using this to read or something? I don't know. You were saying, I was hearing like chairs, right? So let's see, what could we use for a chair? Actually, let's just see what this guy's got for chairs. What do you got for us? Chairs. Armchair. What feels like the most? Oh, Rand, Riviera armchair. Seems like it fits pretty well. Lime Cola, did you just get an FC or an apartment room for your FC? Are you also a housing aficionado? Let's see, Oasis stools. Glade stools feel very appropriate too for here. I feel like this is a very like reading nook kind of vibe, the Glade stools. Scholastic. Oh! Scholastic chair's a little too glammed up, maybe? I don't know, it doesn't seem like it actually fits. It's like metal and everything, so I'm thinking Glade, the Glade stools, and then maybe like Glade chairs? Riviera Glade chairs? I don't know. In something so low like this, it actually almost feels like it'd be a lot of stools. Maybe it's both. Maybe it is a bit of both. Let's try 2 Glade stools. And a chair? A Glade chair? Or, I don't know, maybe 1 Riviera armchair. Just because that feels extra, you know? This feels a little out of place. I'm not sure I like that. But having the like an armchair or something. Is that too cramped? It feels a little cramped. Maybe it's like that, right? Because then you'd be able to look out the window. How about that? I don't know. Maybe another like rug over there. Because it feels a little barren. How many slots are we at? 91. Okay. Argyle rug. Oh, maybe that's actually kind of nice. Argyle rug? This fringe rug sounds kind of bougie and kind of, or like not bougie, but like kind of still like cozy. Like I wonder if that will be just like, okay, actually kind of haphazardly like that. I mean, just like, okay, sure, why not, right? Like just like a cozy reading corner with like fuzzy things, just take off your shoes and just kind of like kick back. Sure, I'll take it. And then it feels like there should be something in the middle here. Maybe this is where we bring the table back in, right? Or something like a low table where everybody's just kind of hanging out. So Lime Cola said, I did, and I also just got a small house. Oh, you also, congratulations on your small house in the Goblet. But I want to like a library study hideaway from FC because I'm resident scholar summoner. Ah, a summoner. Oh my gosh, I just combined those. Summoner scholar main. Very cool. I wonder, oh, you know what would be cool? I think we just got that new table, that new Alpine table or whatever it was called. Scholastic table, right? Like this. I think this is perfect. Maybe, right? Right, like something like this. Where would it go? Maybe if there's 2 of them? Like if there's 2 of them here and there's some tables or some chairs. I think it's a little weird to have too many tables like in the middle of the room. I was thinking maybe there was like the round table here or something. You know, but that feels a little like it disrupts the whole flow of the room. It could be, but I feel like maybe the natural thing would be that it's like these built out of here, right? Is there one that feels more natural though? Where am I going? Tables. Tables. Old saucer cabinet. A rug in the middle or something? Yeah, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, maybe just like a rug, just to kind of give it a little bit of visual flair. Riviera. Yeah, see, I was thinking like, or you could do like this, right? Where you kind of have just like a couple of these. Not necessarily there, but like, you know, just there, and then like there. That feels kind of cramped though, doesn't it? I don't know. Could you have smaller tables too, right? That's a little too short, kind of weird looking. Riviera dining table, right? Like, oh, it's the wrong look though. It's like that really bright or dark metal. Feels a bit odd. Wait, that's kind of nice, you know? Something simple. Doesn't quite fit though. Doesn't quite work. Not quite the look. That's maybe not the end of the world, like that one. I don't really like how pointy those feet are though, the table legs. But that does sort of, I don't know, doesn't quite click for me. Not no worries, middle. That could be good. No, actually, no. I don't think that's the right character kind of look. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try running with my first idea here, and we'll just see if we can make this work. Two Scholastic tables, and then we're going to go and from there and figure out. So, Scholastic table. Presumably these are little signs for the people actually reading at the desks. Actually, maybe it should be on this side that it's a little pushed in. How many items? Oh, 4 item slots left. Okay. Chairs. Honestly, we could get rid of a couple of little things here and there. There's not the end of the world. Like these, I don't know that we necessarily need like this stuff. Chairs. Let's get one more Glade stool. Okay. I feel like we need some just something on one of those tables at least. Okay. There we go. Kind of does feel like there should be at least one on each side of that. I'll go with it. Chairs, Glade stool. Okay. Okay, how about this? I like this. There's a combination that I kind of got from a different thing. So here we go. Let's give a little... Encyclopedia, House of Poems. quite honestly, that's actually already pretty good, I think, as it is. Liquor bottles. No, we don't want to do that. That's kind of classy. Stacks of documents on one of them, maybe? I don't know. That'd be weird. Or an ashtray. We don't want to light this place up, though. Scattered documents. There we go. Maybe scattered documents. There we go. Yeah, that looks great. Honestly, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty... There we go. So people are... There you go. That's a good way to put it, Limecoal. Yeah, like some research stations. Maybe because this area is so crazy, it feels like they should swap just because like the rug is there. So this has like this there, and then this book over there. There we go. You know, that feels a little bit more like... Actually, wait, who's reading this? Okay, maybe it's like this person. Okay, and there we go, right? Like, does that feel a little better? A little more balanced, because like, I don't know. I think the book should actually go over here. Should be being read by this person. How many items is that? 100 out of 100. Okay, I feel like there needs to be something here in the middle. And I think maybe the way to deal with that is... I don't think we need these two. Oh, we don't need a summoning bell too. And we definitely don't need two retainers, actually. Or we don't need two NPCs here. So let's get rid of one. Sorry. So sorry, so sorry. You are released from your charge. In fact, we should probably get better matching NPCs. So I think like this guy, he looks too Eastern, so we can go get one of the ones that looks a bit more scholarly or like rugged. Okay, rugs. Let's go. I like the idea of just having a simple rug, or I mean, honestly, even another Scholastic table with more documents could work right here. You know, just like as another, like this was like standing room only. Like, you sit over here, but this one is just a center table that you could just put stuff down on. I kind of think that could be something. Where is the Scholastic table? Right, like if it was like this and we had similar documents to here, I think that could be another research table, maybe. So, let's see. Yeah, I think actually... two was a little unfortunate. I mean, you know, I'm not like trying to be rude or anything. Like he looks very Hingan Eastern-y looking, and this is a very I don't know, like Charlian kind of look, right? Or like Gridanian. So I feel like we could have him fit a little bit better, right? So I mean, no offense or anything like that. There's totally nothing wrong with being Eastern, just not in this particular setting. Doesn't quite match the tone that we're going for here. And that's all we're doing here, is trying to theme this a certain kind of look and feel. I don't know, let's see. So rugs versus having like a table there. Okay, I guess let's just try. What kind of rug could we put here? Yeah. No, I get you. I know you weren't like, you trying to like, you know, get on my case or anything. Ooh, honestly, that'd be kind of nice to just use the bearskin rug or something. Although that's a little also yabai, even on its own. But like something very, I mean, what feels, let's see. What feels, a futon, that's kind of weird. Doesn't work. Flooring mats doesn't work. Riviera rug, too bright. Another, I mean, maybe that's the move, is just another one of the fringed rugs, because we already have that somewhere else. So like if it was just like that, right? Another kind of, like, here, does that make it feel a bit more filled out? That's kind of cool, actually, where it mirrors this. It has like this sort of like loops you around, so you kind of like come here and like loops you around to maybe this other stuff. I don't know, like that's an interesting way to think of it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Doormat. Oh, that's not for NPC. Yeah, see, all these, they're kind of too bright. This one, possibly. Let's see. That's not actually too bad. It's got at least the. It's kind of matching the overall color of everything, but it kind of does. It doesn't quite feel right. I don't know. Somehow. Let's see. The Oasis rug. Should I just go double Oasis rugs, maybe? Or I know we said like just in the middle. I think, I'm not sure if in the middle is quite what we want to do either. That does, yeah, see, because then this area feels a little empty maybe on the side. Okay, what if we did... Let's see, how would a rug naturally work? Not really like that, right? That's kind of strange if it pops out of the wall like that. Just angled? No, it would probably be squared off. I feel like rugs are usually pretty squared off. Like, that is probably a little close to the table there. Does that feel as... So does this... Does that feel better, where it's like squared off like that? I think this could work, right? Like it's squared off like that, or there's like that rounded look that we were looking at earlier. Oh, let's see, what's this? Argyle rug? I don't know. That's kind of also interesting. Oh, actually, that's kind of nice. That's kind of cool. Leaf rug, doormat. Okay, so I think like so it's like between this, so we have like the Argyle rug, right? Maybe something like that, or I don't know, is in the middle? Is this a middle kind of thing? Could go in the middle. That doesn't feel very balanced though. I feel like it's a little bit better if it's on the side. Right, so like Argyle rug. Opinions needed, guys. Argyle rug. Here, right, on the side. Here it is with the full view. Or we could do an Oasis rug, right? Something like this, right? Or we could do maybe like the fringe, Riviera fringe rug. Where was that? This one, right? Which has like sort of like this sort of curvature to it. This one also kind of helps match this little corner. I don't know. I kind of like how different this is. It's kind of a little quirky, but like a little bit in like a cool way, maybe. What do you guys think? Anyone got some thoughts on that? Oh, or what if we? I don't know. No, I don't like that as much. It's got to be kind of like this. Like I think that's kind of neat, though, right? It's just different. Raindrop kitty. Looks nice. Nice. Perfect. 10 out of 10 would study here. Would research here. Looks nice. You know what? I'm going to run with that, I think. Looks nice. Sounds great to me. Rugs. We're going to go with the Riviera Fringe rug. And like, you know what? We can always like change it. Right? We can always like readjust this later on. Oh my gosh. There we go. Because I do kind of like how the character this adds, right? Where it's like the swooping to the side kind of thing going on. Oh, wow, it's tabletop, so they're actually stuck to the rug. The bookshelves are stuck to the rug. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I kind of like that. Like, you know, just gives a little more character. Like, the owner of this place has got some personality, you know, and some like a little bit of flair to them. Okay. And what's the last thing here? There's like a little NPC guide that I have, right? So I can look at housing, NPC, just because I'd like to match our librarian here a bit more. Let's see, let's go outside. Just have to buy a different housing permit. What looks very bookish? Let's see here. There's these people in like the suits. It's not quite right. Oh, never mind. Here it is. Material supplier. That's got to be it. They look pretty scholarly. Of all the different ones. If you look up like housing, NPC housing images, you can see what I'm talking about. Because there's the different appearances for them based off of which scroll you bought. So we're gonna go with that, I think. There's also like the super hipster one, but I feel like we want someone who's maybe just a touch more scholarly looking. And what looks kind of fun here? Oh, this guy's got a monocle? The row has... Oh, do they all have monocles? A bunch of them have monocles. I'm gonna go with... I don't know, the row... Lady Row looks pretty... Looks kind of spot on. So does the Gentleman Ellison. What do we think? Lady Row, Gentleman Ellison. In terms of our thing here, so it's material supplier A2. Oh wait, no, I think it's not here. This person over here. Independent settler. Okay, so material supplier A2. There we go. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, and let's return this person. Posture check indeed, right? That was good. Oh, that was a pretty good back crack. Okay, so material supplier A2. And let's see. There's this kind of... Okay, actually, you know what? The female Ellison looks quite nice too. Got glasses and everything. Monocle feels a little bit snotty, but like, or like a little bit like, maybe they're a little bit try-harding, but like, yeah, there we go. She looks nice, right? She looks friendly. All right, we're running with it. I think that's great. Okay, and then we had 100 items out of 100 items, I think. Bada boom, there it is. 100 out of 100. Let's turn the HUD off here. Have a look around, right? So here we go. Actually, let me load into the front door. This is what it would look like, right? If we loaded in here. Oh God. Okay, well, if you zoomed in, there we go. Welcome to the, I don't even know what we're gonna call this place, but some kind of a Scholastic library. You know? Here we go. Got some reading, lots of reading material. Place to do some research or just have a, you know, have a sit. Just hang out. Maybe there's some like, here's some little upcoming events we're gonna host here someday, you know? Have a little like live jazz person come play, bard come play some live jazz for us or something, I don't know. Or maybe someone's gonna read from their novel, right? If they're, maybe someone is a writer. We'll have a guest writer signing books. Here's the event list here. Have a look out at our beautiful courtyard. We overlook the, you know, the royal menagerie or whatever you want to build that into your brain to be. Lovely staff here can help you find whatever you need. Right? Always eager to help out the guests. They can tell you the time, of course. Got some more upcoming flyers for upcoming events coming up. Reading chair if you need it. Stools. There we go. What do you guys think? Not bad. Not bad, I think, for all NPC. Everything the light touches, Simba. Everything you're seeing here is all NPC. So, except for the summoning bell, which arguably we could take the summoning bell and just put like another pile of books or something there, because technically we don't need it anymore. But yeah, let's just do that. Then we can really say 100% this is all NPC items. Why not? Oh, crap. Okay, here we go. We'll switch this person out. Oh, wait. Stacks of documents, maybe? Is this where we can bring this in? Because I bought this, so we bought it. I don't know, this is a little much, but maybe, just to break it up. Feels like a bad place to put a bunch of documents like right near the door, right? That would be blowing all over the place. Okay, let's just get in a stack of books. Okay, where's our Hokonen? Doesn't matter. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna... There you go, oh, you flip around. Good. Where's the pile of tomes stack? There, the 5 ages one. That'll be perfect. Okay. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, now we can say again, every item in here is built with NPC items. Nothing custom, only using the in-game methods, no third-party tools used. And here's like an example of what you can do with an apartment. Like literally from pretty much the first day that you get it. I mean, I built this in a day. You could have watched my Housing 101 tutorial right before you did this, and that would teach you everything I just did here. Or between Housing 101 and 201, the tutorials on my YouTube channel. You can find links to those below, and I can even link them here again in case anyone wants them. There you go, Housing 101 and Housing 201. If you watch those two, you'd know everything you need to know to do everything that I just did here. Going from absolute I've never housed before to I can do all of this. And there you go. Of course, understandably, I have a lot of extra knowledge because I've done this for many hours. So of course, I'm a little, like, I know sort of some patterns in my brain that obviously helps me speed this along, of course. But so to say that if you followed along, I mean, you could in theory just recreate this too for yourself and then, you know, edit it to your taste. Yeah. Maybe I'll do a little walkthrough video too, separately, and then post that or something online. And the stream for this VOD will be up on YouTube as soon as I can get it uploaded. Hopefully later tonight, if not tomorrow. So you can always show your friends and rewatch whatever you want. And yeah. Thank you all very much for coming today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had learned something. Hope you got maybe a little inspired. And I'll be back again on Wednesday. So starting at 4 p.m. PST, which is 7 p.m. EST. So if you like this and you'd like to hang out again, do some more building. I got some ideas. I have some ideas of what we could do on that day as well. So yeah, we'll pick up from there, I think. Slimeologist, you're watching, say while muted, loved watching the process. Awesome. I'm glad. Hooray, hooray, hooray. If you guys get inspired, if you guys even just like building along, then that's mission accomplished for me. So, and I also, on that same YouTube channel I just linked there, there's like the VODs of pretty much every single one of my other housing streams too. And several of them are also like this, where over the course of several episodes, we built up a cafe in another FC room. So cafe bar, and yeah. So if you want more content that's kind of like this, very chill, build along with me energy, then you can look forward to that. Kakeshu, welcome again to the stream. And I'm glad it was helpful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And I think that's going to be all for me tonight. Wherever you end up, yeah, wherever you end up tonight, hope you have a great rest of the night. I will catch you guys hopefully on Wednesday, or if not, sometime very soon. You can find links to all my socials in the description below or here. I'll link you the link tree if you'd like to join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, follow me here on Twitch if you haven't already, check out the YouTube, etc., etc. Would love to have you come along. Okay? But for now, that's gonna be all for me. Take care. Good evening and good night, everybody.